Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Larry Bird. You know how Bird is. He feels that when the money's down, no one is better than
White Gucci.
He lined all those balls up to be in the perfect position on that first track. I'm surprised he didn't do it all. He has 60 seconds, 25 balls. He has to meet 15 points.
Trap
But he
legend, white
warms up as he
Gucci.
gets going.
Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci. Look at all my shit, look at all my jewels. Got 2 bitches and I bought them both booty. Went up in the Prada, but we left out of Louis. Why do your Balenciaga kicks say Gucci? How you fucking fit a 50 ball in them suits? We still shopping at the mall, but you should've went to Valid. And your bitch is getting fat, I think she need to eat a salad. Real dead shit, but I ain't rocking New Balance. Fuck your girl, then her mama, cause I thought I need a challenge. Talking real pimp shit, you can ash on my floor. I got bitches doing chores, we done did this before. House trapping like a fool, me and Lil Scoop. Money really counts, so I took it times 2. House trapping like a bitch, trying to get rich. Larry Bird with the herb, when I shoot, I don't miss. Like Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci. Look at all my shit, look at all my jewels. Got 2 bitches and I bought them both booty. Went up in the Prada, but we left out of Louis. Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci. Look at all my shit, look at all my jewels. Got 2 bitches and I bought them both booty. Went up in the Prada, but we left out of Louis. Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci. Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci. White Gucci. Larry Bird, trap legend, white Gucci.
Captain Curt.
What up, dog?
Hey man, it's a
How
beautiful
are
day
you?
in Georgia. Beautiful day in Georgia.
Bro, beautiful day in Florida. Like the sunbeams were intense, but man, nice. Not for me, it was great. I like the sun today.
What kind of tan you gonna get this summer?
Oh man, I'm trying to be like Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get
Like who, Kurt?
Glorilla. Oh wait, maybe which one? Sexy red. I'm trying to get that red. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. I'm almost like the color of the drink holders. You know what I'm saying? You better watch out.
Hey
Gonna
man.
get you.
Hey man, look man, I be looking at your welding work. I don't know a lot about welding, but man, like your welding work is fire.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Like I know this is off cuff, but did you go to school or you self-taught?
Well, that's crazy you asked that. I'm not. I've never been to school to weld anything. There's a guy on YouTube by the name of Jody of Welding Tips and Tricks. Somebody told me I couldn't do something, and I said bet. So I took the YouTube shit and watched that and said, "Oh my gosh!" And then I'd go to work and on my breaks I would practice and I'd ram the tungsten into stuff and I'd mess things up and I'd destroy shit. And then one day boom, it just all clicked, and now I'm just taking my life away. So no school, strictly YouTube. That's why.
Hold on. So you initially wasn't working as a welder?
No, I worked in a welding shop doing like a shop hand. You know, going
Okay.
around picking shit up, driving forklift, moving shit around, grinding shit off. I didn't know nothing about any of that shit. And the dude's like, "You can't do that." I said, "Why not, bro? It's just it's art." I'm watching it through another helmet. I'm like, "Oh, they're just like doing art." Boom. Now here we are. But there was a guy called Jody on Welding Tips and Tricks, and he would do like he'd put his tungsten out too far, or he'd have his gas flow too low, and he would just like he took all his knowledge and just put it on the internet. And I thought, well, what better way to take that knowledge and put it to use? And now, like every now and then, I even go back to if I'm having an issue. Like I just learned about a gold tungsten, which is a whole lot of different things to explain. We're not going into that, but that thing, I'll go to his. I'm like, okay, because they need more heat. If you need more heat, sometimes you could change the tungsten and the gas flow, and then boom, that thing's cooking. And I'm so in tune with the music and shit and welding, bro. I'll be working overtime getting that bag now, Vic. You better watch out.
How
You
many
better
people
watch out.
working? How many people work in your shop?
Uh, about 19.
For
Like,
real?
yeah. There's two buildings, so we got about 9 or 10 over here and 7 over here, whatever. A lot
Bro,
of
I
them over there.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know anything about welding. Um, shit, if I need something welded, I probably trash it and buy some. I don't know nothing about it. If I be watching stuff you post, I'm like, man, Curt is good at this shit. And like, I guess it's called dimes when it just looks like boom, like it's
Yeah.
stacking. Is that called dimes?
I mean, to me, it's just burning rod. But yeah, I mean, that's the profile because like you're taking a torch, you're holding the pedal, you're controlling the heat, you're moving it. The torch profile, how far it's away, is going to show you that dime, if you would. Well, every time you add a piece of rod, it creates that dime. So you're moving, and as you're moving, you're flicking the rod into the puddle as you go. So each flick is each dab. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, bro, I love it. And that's the thing about it. There's an opportunity coming up, and you know what I mean. I would rather be a welder. I don't want to. I don't. I mean, I would like to do other things too, but let me weld, bro. I gotta weld. I can't. I don't want to sit in an office, and I don't want to talk to people. Sometimes, I like talking to people, but there's moments you don't have to say shit to a weld, bro. I just weld that thing up and send it off. Well, you know what I'm saying? There's no, hey, there's no gossiping with the weld. You know what
Bro,
I'm saying? The weld, I be listening to whatever I want, and the weld likes that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's my type of work area.
bro, it sounds therapeutic as hell. Un,
Very.
so, and we're talking jobs before we get. I think this is a great segue considering the type of music we finna get into and the person and the creativity they put into their music.
Oh,
Like
that
for me,
album got me through a 16-hour day, cuz that Creeker 3 album,
right?
boom, bro,
16
you're
hours.
gonna like it. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
because
like,
I don't want to work all day Saturday, so I just work like all night Wednesday. Come home, grab a couple hours of sleep and a couple bites to eat, turn around and do it again.
and
It
see for
wears on me though. It does wear on me.
for me, I'm so over the past year, I have become a automation engineer. So I work on this robot, and it just does crazy shit.
Yeah,
And
I ran a robot welder. That's why it got the arm,
yeah, it picks up, drops off, dumps.
spins over,
Yeah,
flips around. Yeah, that's wild.
yeah, but that shit is boring. That's why I was telling you off air. I need that part time retail job to maintain my sanity to talk to people because I talk to my robot all night.
Bro, you'd be good at like managing a gas station. Like you'd
Hell
be,
no,
yeah, yeah.
bro.
I think so. You're a good people person. You create cuz I bro, listen, that was the cool part about running into your town like that cuz you knew I was coming. So nobody say, "Oh, Curt pulled up on Vic like that." No. Vic knew I was coming, but Vic's like, "I got to be at work right now." So we were already in the town. Bro, I pull up, people were roaming into your job happy to see Vic. They were coming in with plates and shit. Hey, did you see these popping plates? I'm like, "Damn, Vic got it, like real relationships with people in his community. Yo, that was dope to see. I thought that was cool. So that's why I say you'd be good at gas station. Cause I go
I
in
ain't,
there and cut it up with the gas station people all the time.
I ain't gonna lie. I worked in a gas station one time. Um, it was so what I didn't like about it was lottery.
Hmm.
I didn't like lottery. Maybe if I worked at a gas station that didn't have lottery, the lottery customers are kind of annoying because it's like you fuck their numbers up and you might get snatched out behind that damn counter. you,
Yeah, I feel that.
you messed them numbers up. So, but I like dealing with people, man. I like people all walks of life, young, old, all races. I think everybody has a story, and I think everybody is worthy of conversating with. So that's always been important to me, for real, for real.
Not getting biblical, but bro, that's one of the biggest things that I take away from like what I see in religion and stuff is Jesus walked with all types of people, bro. He liked prostitutes and because he liked to listen to their stories and find out what caused them to think that way and act that way. And then he would help guide them to better themselves without see this is bro, this is dope we're talking about this because he would help guide them to direction without changing who they are. He would just give them the knowledge of what they should probably think about and then it allowed them to think about it and then they bettered themselves and then they took that knowledge and shared it to the next person. So that to me is religion for me, you know what I mean? So you saying that, you're right, bro. It's like You gotta just get around folks that you don't really understand in order to try to understand what you don't get, if that makes sense. Like you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you can't judge a motherfucker until you've been at least standing by their shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me 9 years ago when I married my wife, it was my first time dealing with a Hispanic, and so learning the Hispanic culture,
Hmm.
and but also not just learning the Hispanic culture, but understanding how they've been misguided by the African American culture by what they've seen on TV or what they've heard. Man, it's been an awesome learning experience on both ends.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they used to wonder, they used to always ask my wife if I had a job, and it never offended me because I know the stereotype of African American men. You know what
I
I'm saying?
just, hey, that's wild, bro. But that's real shit, dog. That's crazy, dog. But you know that, and I'm only laughing because it just sank in. I'm like, oh no. But
Yeah,
that's the same shit with that chanclala, that fucking boot shoe thing that Spanish women throw at people. You know what I'm saying? I think the same thing. Every time I see a Spanish woman, I think I better act right or I'm gonna get hit with that sandal she's got on. You know what I
it's
mean?
it's,
So.
it's called a chancla, a
I've heard
chancla.
it 37 different ways. I've heard chancla, I've heard choclita, I've heard chocolata, I've heard. I'm just whenever whatever comes out, that's what I call that thing. Like chanclota. You could probably find 5 other streams where we actually talked about this too. I think, and you told me something, and somebody on the panel told me something else, and I just kind of split it down the middle. I'll probably get hit with the chanclanta for saying it wrong.
Hey, my wife would know what you're talking about. But like even when I went to Mexico, bro, when I went to Mexico, because one of the first things I asked my wife about when she came to this country. My wife's been in this country since she was 18 years old, so she's legal, no issues. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah,
asked her
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
what was the first thing she learned when she came to America, and she said racism, and that shocked that actually hurt my feelings. That was one of the first things she learned because she's like in Mexico we don't have that.
I
We
don't
don't.
think a lot of the world has it at the rate that we do. But do you think it's because of the freedom we have? Like,
Yeah,
do you think that's just because like we can't we d- we got freedoms to the point where whole towns are 90% white, not because of anything else other than they could just that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like and vice versa. It works both ways, but
I think it's
I
the
don't
freedoms and the money.
the money.
Like I think because there are so many levels of living here in America, where in Mexico you really got two.
Bro, do
You
you
know?
think it's just difference in culture too, though? Because, like, I know, look, this is how I look at it sometimes. I don't necessarily get along with everybody at all. Nobody does,
Nobody.
right? So I think sometimes if you couldn't see, like, literally, if you couldn't see and you were just judging personalities, that's what I judge. And sometimes it might look like, depending on where you live, that you have a lot of disrespect towards a certain culture, if that makes sense. But it's really just you don't like that type of personality. If you listen to George Strait and drive a fucking Bronco lifted up on 42s or you're not going into the traps and hanging out with Boo Boo and fucking OG Blanca listening to Trap House Coda. I can guarantee that. You're probably going to try to stay away from that person. And that nowadays, in a visual sense, could look like racism. So
Yeah.
I can see that it's just the internet. I think the internet is a huge influence on it. You know what I'm saying? I think we see different cultures that I'm not designed to see South Central. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
designed to see the trenches in Bankhead. I, because that's not my culture. That's not where I'm even designed essentially to go, if that makes sense. So when you put it on the internet and you show dudes pulling up and busting straps and jumping out of cars and whoa, what the hell is going? You know what I'm saying? So that's hard, dude. That sucks.
No, I get it. It's just at the end of the day, what I have learned in what up, Florida girl, what I have learned that when you meet mature men, right?
Hmm.
Mature men of any race, Hispanic, Asian, black, white, with any most mature men, fathers of any race, Their goal is the same: to raise our children better than us.
Facts.
Um, the breakdown comes. I've always said this, when it comes to racism. Racism is very profitable to the
I
people with
agree.
money. People with money, racism is profitable for them. For us to fight, for us to bicker, for us to be afraid of each other, for us not to understand that we think a lot, especially think a lot, think not a lot, think the same if we're on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people
Yeah.
who are in a certain tax bracket, we really think the same, but we are at each other's throat when the people who are rich get along.
It's a different grind. It's crazy because it's like you could probably agree to this too. You go inside the household of a lot of these thugs, bro. It's yes, ma'am. Let me wash my dishes, mom. Yeah, put it. They go see their grandparents. They're very polite, very respectful, very giving, very understanding. But as soon as they hit that block, all bets are off. You don't even want to pull up on dude over there. But at heart, it's the lack of money. It's the paper chase, bro. It's people need more all the time. So we're going to try to find different hustles. And some people have different, they have a different start in life. They have a different, you know what I'm saying? Like they're already grown into that, you know, hustle hood type lifestyle. They're going to get looked at in a different light, even though they're still good people. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I see both sides. That's the cool part of working in the gas stations or going out to the hoods or being around different people is you get to see it through different lights. You get to look at life in a different aspect sometimes that most people don't get the opportunity to see because they're afraid to. It's fear.
All right. Speaking of fear, why? That was a great segue. Why does the world fear Ron Upchurch and his music?
Bro, I this Creeker 3 album helped me understand this. He ain't got music that's gonna come out the gate and punch you in the face all the time. Because there's albums that I didn't necessarily listen to way back in the beginning, and I find myself listening to them more now because I noticed the more you listen to this stuff, the deeper it gets. It's like a real piece of art. Most art that you get, you see it at surface level and that's all you got. There's nothing else. And that's how I can compare his music compared to a lot of other people's music in the lane is that their shit's all surface level. It's listen to it one time and there's nothing to find. It's over. His shit, you can listen to it 37 times and still be finding Easter eggs left and right. That's the difference to me.
As an artist, and I've had these conversations with artists over the years. For him being able to create successful music in country rap, successful music in rock, successful music in country, is that a threat to the industry?
I think I don't know. I think it's the opposite of a threat. I think he's actually breeding a without even knowing he's doing it because he's doing things that other people are afraid to do. So what happens is then these artists that maybe could do it go, oh shit. Look it up, church over there, smacking the chart with some rock shit. People are listening. Are they listening because they're fans of rocks or are they listening because they're fans of Upchurch? So they take a jab, they take a shot. I wouldn't be surprised if I watch some of these other bigger, like, maybe you should see a Shabuzi, you know, maybe you see some rock shit start flying out the gate, and then it's like, So I think if anything, uh, I don't think it's intentional. I just think Ryan likes to do what Ryan likes to do, and he's gonna make whatever music he feels like making, and unknowingly, I believe it helps them to build what direction they can try to slide into. Watch, mark my words. Mark this tape, 9:31 p.m. Eastern Standard on 427. Watch all these different artists start making rock tracks, or at least incorporating rock styles into their music. Watch.
Okay. So look, man, we're here, and I know you've already done a reaction to Creeker 3, but I wanted to do a live review on it. Um, just to give the people, me and you interacting on it live. I want to play each song and then talk about each song after we play it. Our thoughts on it, no different than we review the music that we normally review.
Yeah, bro, that's dope. I'm excited for this because I think it's here we go. We're going to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go down a different lane. I don't know how much rock music you listen to.
Uh, Not a lot,
Really?
not a lot. So,
So it's gonna be this is gonna be an interesting one. Sit back. Here we go.
all right, let me pull it up. And you got everything over there, right?
Yeah, the first one I had to I switched it because I was in here moving stuff around. But we got okay, this is what I want to say too. What other artists in the game, lead singer, head singer, Vic, you know you could put it on the screen where we're bigger and this is a little smaller because it's just gonna be thumbnails on your little layout thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could change it if you wanted to. There's two, and it'll still the little audio thing should still play the audio. I don't know if it'll you might not have it. I don't know. Never mind. I shouldn't have said anything. My bad. Um. Anyway, what other artists in the game as a lead singer you know that's doing the splits? Pretty much down the middle, 25, 25, 25, 25 with the band.
Very few because they want their money.
Yeah, that right. Church when made that video and said, "Yo, we share the album money completely straight across the board." And I'm like, "Yo, that's sick." And he starts the whole thing with the Dixielanders track one. You ready?
Hold on, let me say this. And I watched the last video he done where he
Right.
said the next album will not be called Roundup Church and the Dixielanders. It will be
Yep.
called the Dixielanders. That's a lot of respect for him to not even be for the next project, not take top billing to say, look, this is our group, not my group. This is our group, and we're gonna build this brick by brick together. A person who has the following that he has, they could always take top billing and get numbers. So I think that's very, very honorable for him to even do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And not only that, like these people are like workers, bro. I've seen Ty putting decks together, cutting his fingertips off, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Ethan out there in his backhoe digging stuff up, trying to get Molly's at every show she can get in downtown Nashville, wherever she can go, trying to just play her way up. Like, bro, that's the dedication that I don't. I mean, you see it in other folks, but you don't see it at the level that I feel like they're at. You know what I'm saying? With these tours and these shows and these albums going number one like this, like they're obviously getting what they need to do, but they're just grinding and working, bro. Salute to them. And I look forward to this journey. You know what I mean? Because this stuff, Vic, let me tell you this too. This album, other than the last song, was all recorded on tour. And I think some of the last song even was written on tour. So all this stuff you're hearing, they're smashed in mud parks. Getting on a tour bus, getting a couple hours of sleep, writing a couple lines, playing a couple strums, jumping back in a venue, doing another show, and then jumping back on the bus. They're making these
Right.
along the yeah. So that's why to me it's even more special as I'm listening. I'm like, oh man, like he's really talking about the mud park right here. You know what I'm saying? Like it was pretty dope.
But when you hear some of the legendary stories of some of the legendary groups like a Kiss or ACDC or Van Halen, how they made projects on tour. Their tour bus was the recording studio.
Right. This is
So
out the gate, first one
yeah,
out the gate. That yeah, that's dope. That's what I'm saying. Like that I haven't heard of anybody doing that in modern day, but I'm not a huge fan of like following rock like that.
well, hopefully this will make a lot of people number one take notice, and maybe this will also breathe life back into the genre of rock. Not
Yeah.
saying it's going anywhere, but we don't hear as much about rock as we used to.
No, I agree. They always say rock's dead, but I don't know, bro, cuz I feel like if you're a fan of rock music and you listen, it is all older. Cuz I was looking the other day like even Five Finger Death Punch, they've come out with some new stuff, but it ain't I don't know, it just hits different. It's not the same style. It's kind of like what you see happen in the country music. You know what I'm saying? How the style's completely changing and it's morphing into more of a more acceptable type of sound, if
You
that
think
makes
it's more
sense.
youth orientated?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I think everything, even rap. I think rap. I think. Let me be real with you actually right now before we do this. I think rap created the understanding for the mainstream that if you use the youth to push the music, it will reach 10,000 more people. So I think they drove away from the sound that would appeal to me and you in order to gravitate to the new ears that are going to hear this strange sound that they've never heard before and go, I like that. No matter what it is, rock, rap, techno, that bro, DJ Diesel, dude, yeah, dude, where's my this dude? Shaq is going crazy, bro. Shaq's killing everybody in the music game with them shows that he with his freaking that techno shit, bro. That is crazy. I'm like, yo, if we could get a fraction of that fan base over in country rap to be that dedicated, this shit would go crazy.
Hey, I said this in a post last week, and I had some people disagree with me. I said there's never been a form of music that didn't cross over without a youth movement. I
Okay.
think youth movements are what pushes music to the mainstream.
Yeah, it has to.
So
I agree with
even
you.
I feel like, me and you've had conversations before about what we think country rap needs. Uh, I think, and I sat back and thought about it. I think country rap won't get to a worldwide level. When it gets to a worldwide level, it's going to be some of these younger guys who are under 25. And they're going to make the youth start talking about it, start TikToking about it. And you know what I'm saying? And that's not
Yeah.
me knocking anybody. That's me saying if you look at the success of music history, any genre, it didn't really go skyrocket until the youth got a hold of it.
I can see that. And I can see why, depending on what they're talking about, is why it goes quicker. Because especially the youth, there it's very easily influenced. You talk about wearing a white tee. Yup, in my white tee. Yeah, bro, white tee. You couldn't find a white tee. You know what I'm saying? That white tees, bitch. You Target. They had every other clothing item. When my mom would say, "Hey, you go get you some white tees up there," or it was Kmart at the time. White tees didn't exist. You hit the white tee aisle, it looked like Black Friday in the white tee aisle. They were gone. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know if it was like that everywhere, but in Florida, it
Yes,
was
it was.
black tees were the same thing, bro. That's that is what it's wild, bro. Music is so easily influential. I think it's a sound. I believe music existed since the beginning of time. And I think it's just more from different sounds like of hitting instruments into vocal tones, right?
I'm sure Adam was singing to Eve.
Had to have been.
Hey
How did you
girl, don't,
communicate?
hey girl, don't go mess with them snakes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Or what if the sound is what created cuz what is it? Light travels faster than sound.
Hmm.
Okay, so what if sound is what was created from light? Like and that hum,
Yeah.
and it just morphed from one vibration to the next and that cuz we could go down a whole fucking we could go we better get into this Creeker 3 because they're going to be he on drugs. I'm going to start going down a wormhole if sound could have created the whole universe and they're going to tear this apart, Vic. Let me stop.
All right. We're starting off with Dixieland. Let's get it.
Up Church and the Dixielanders. Where's my mouse?
Everybody in the chat, let us know what you think.
What's up?
I was saying, tell in the chat, let us know what they think about each song.
All right, let's go.
Dixie-lander, your story's been told. Everything evil don't like a race. The day that you are born. Dixie-lander, stay true to the wind. Keep it here for reach for the devil, cut the gold out his mouth to remind him how to talk when he's hanging in the south.
What a way
Hey,
to start.
hey, I ain't even gonna lie. The way he started it off make me. I'm ready. I'm ready. First of all, I dig a grave for the devil.
Yeah.
Dig a grave for the devil, cause he's buried in the sound.
Hmm. You heard what he said before that though? He's like, because the president's dead, punch his face on a coin and bury it in your pocket. Like you're taking, you know what I'm saying? Like you're taking all of your whole drive in life and driving it towards a dead president on a coin for a monetary value. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like me collecting baseball cards. What if one day baseball cards become currency? You know what I'm saying? Would everybody just change their passion for what they love in order to get
Absolutely.
more baseball cards? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's fucking crazy to think about. So, and then he goes back to the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. That's what I think he was talking about punch the devil in his mouth or take the golds out his mouth if he's gonna kick it in the South. Like we're gonna get the devil up out of the South. I thought that was pretty dope too.
Well, I think the fact that he said that this song is basically an instruction.
Yeah. Yep.
This is an instruction. This is a manual. He's giving you instructions right now. But I can also say, last week when you weren't on the show,
Right.
and we were doing reviewing,
Hmm.
the term replay value came up, and me and you talked about songs having replay value. All right, already song number one, Dixie,lander has replay value because you just said, and I didn't expect it to be in song one. There are so many Easter eggs.
I'm gonna tell you one right now that'll blow your mind. So do you know in this song, and I don't even know if this is true, but this is what I say about church's music will grab you in a different way because maybe nobody's ever been to an up church in the Dixie,lander show ever, right? But if they go and they hear the song James Dean performed in a concert, have you been there, Vic? Did you ever see James Dean performed at the Upchurch show last year?
Did I see James Dean the song?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes,
Okay, so do you remember at the very end of James Dean, you hear doom, 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 doom,
yeah.
doom. It goes into what?
It went into
To
what
the
was it?
rock verse. And do a
Yeah,
rock. Okay, watch.
into the rock segment of it.
Voice of
Right here.
goats.
Look. Right here. That's the end of James Dean. Like that same cadence in that dun, 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 when they're going into it. So for me, I immediately hear tour. This song, like I grabbed the tour. So when I hear this, I'm like, oh shit, that's that rock version of James Dean at the end. Even though it's not it, it's like maybe they were in that same mind space of coming off the stage and they wrote another little riff to something. And this is where we're at. So you're right. Playability, relatability, it's there. It hits that. I would have liked a little bit more energy and maybe some more like backing vocals on a couple of Ryan's uh spots through there just because that energy for me, you could feel the build up and it never really truly finished. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, dun, 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 and it
But I
never.
love that harmony. Ooh,
Yeah.
I, I love that. So already track one for the people who don't believe in Upchurch doing rock. Track one, you already got to feel a little bad because you're like, okay, he already done showed me track one that he can do it. And I ain't
Hmm.
gonna lie, shout out Molly. She killed the drums. She's
Yeah.
killing the drums.
I think she's handicapping herself because I've seen her just tear into those drums. And I think she's finding her confidence, and I'm excited to watch what Molly does over the next few years on them sticks. And Ty and Ethan too. Ethan, bro, when Ethan first come out on the first night in Nashville, you could see he was like, "Oh my gosh." Like this is a lot. We're about to really like this is really happening. And then as you seen his progression, and now the music video Massacre, bro, he's dancing around. It's nice to see them finding their groove. Like that's the shit that people want to see. Like I don't want to see a band come out that's already super. They got everything figured out. They got their clothes figured out. You know, I want to see a band come out that they're wearing Walmart graphic tees. You know what I mean? They got Chuck Taylors on. They're hitting the drumsticks with a security vest on just because they needed something to cover up a logo on a t-shirt. Like I want to see people drop your sticks, break your strings. You know what I mean? I don't want perfection. That you don't remember perfection. I'm sorry, but you don't.
No, you don't. You remember how a person bounced back when they forgot their verse, when they forgot the lyrics, how they
Facts.
bounced back. All right, let's go. Sleep well, sir.
Yeah, take care, Whisker.
All right, let's keep it going. I want to hit. When I look at the title Slide, it already makes me want to listen, because I think of Slide, I think of slide dancing or sliding. So I want to see what he's talking about.
Slide's probably my least one that I've listened to. I don't know why, but it always misses in the shuffle thing. All right, let's go.
Laugh at the bullets flying by your head. Laugh at the bullets flying by your head. Ain't no rules to war, put your guns in a hearse. Ain't no freedom of your speech if your word is reversed. I fell from the sky to raise hell on earth, but I had to hide my halo so nobody knows that this paradise is painted inside of a stove. And if I catch my wings on fire, then I'm walking home.
Hey, yo. That motherfucker's wicked, bro.
Enlisted to crazy, baby, and bred to be bad. When this down music loud and that thing in my lap, I'm double trouble out the rubble when they blow up the map. Plus underground is kinda comfy when you sail in the stack. Yeah, I'm a PR nightmare, an American dream. The only fuck I give right now is crappy rock and roll chicks. Hey, girl. Cocaine, Coca-Cola, machete, machine gun. Propaganda, depression, expensively spent fun. Legals hopping the border, civilians they hunt. We know we ready, we blaze for chaos good. Oh, mama, time to shine for the culture. Razor blade beat on a too big vulture. History too cold, I'm a two-tone sculpture. I once was, could be you if you ever really want stuff. Be those motherfuckers.
Did he say Prevost, motherfucker?
Carry on
That's what I think he said.
through the snow.
Yeah.
Wolf stomp rebel enemy, blood covers my clothes. Carry onward through the rainy land. Laugh at the bullets flying by your head. Laugh at the bullets flying by your head. Yeah, waste that ammunition
Hey man, right now, everybody in the chat, man, if y'all think Molly is killing it, please drop 100. Molly, first of all, is killing it. I'm sorry. I mean, you know what? Maybe because I'm a drum guy.
Yeah.
Molly is killing it. Now, I like how that record started. I didn't that record had like 3 parts because it changed
Yes.
3 times. I
Yes.
like I like the first portion. The second and the third were cool, but I love how he delivered and they played the first portion. I didn't it could have stayed that same tempo to me.
I think for me, bro, I think you're right if you're looking at it like individualized. But from what we got from track one, right? Dixielanders, this was like the perfect showcase of every one of their talents. Dude, Ty, I don't know if you know this, but his fingers were gone on the tips of his playing hand, of his string hand. Like to move, not his strumming hand, his key hand, like his nubs, like table saw, like zoom, and he's playing this shit with like silicone finger things on his finger. I think this is the one he played with silicone fingertips. He had to put like tips on his fingers in order to fucking play the guitar for the riffs for this song. And his fingers are like nerve damaged on the tips, so it hurts really bad. Like I think with the drums going off like they're going off, Church using different. I had a hard time listen like that's I think that's a hard part about judging this album because like you said, Molly's crushing it with the drums. Ty and Ethan are killing it on the strings. And Church is this song to me was telling everybody like, here I am, motherfucker. He said, I fell from heaven to land on earth to cause hell. And I've thought about that. Like, what if Brian just kind of put some pressure on folks to see how people move? I've thought about that. Like, what if he shakes some shit up just to look around and say, okay, I see how the lily pads are going to float in this pond. I know where I'm casting my line around people. Like maybe that's what it is. And if you listen to the music, that's what it sounded like to me.
He's hiding. He says he's hiding the halo,
Yeah. Yeah, he
burning the
sure
wings,
did. Yep.
burning the wings. Hey, I'm gonna say this: rap, country, or rock. That man pen game, his pen game is
Insane.
stupid.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I want to ask him. I'm gonna have to do when he does the ask me a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask him when you sit down to write, because when you sit down to write and you don't hear no music, what in your mind says rap song, rock song, country song? So
Bro,
that's I
the one day we were painting, literally, like I'll show you. He had a pad in his hand and he was painting. It wasn't even a big pad. It was like one of those little canvases you can get like by the corner of the checkout.
Mhm.
And he's going, like just sounds were coming out of his, like he was making like sounds, like not beatboxing, maybe kinda in some areas, but other than that, it was just like hums in a sense. And then all of a sudden, you heard like a like a couple words, and then a couple more words, and then before you know it, he's in a full on like country blues harmonica song. Like I don't even know what you would like he's rap rocking singing across this thing. And I'm like, bro, what is going on there? He's like, oh, just something I was thinking about. I'm like, yo, that's insane to watch. Like, I wonder how much is even written at times. I wonder how much of it is just, I hear this and I'm going to say that and then I'm going to do the rest of it around it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible for your pen game. Like sometimes if a person pen game is dope rap and they want to do some rock, it's mediocre. But his pen game is is just there. It
Yeah.
doesn't dip when it goes to the different genres of music. It
Yeah, that's
stays
dope.
top notch. That's my dream question. I gotta ask you, Church. How in your mind, how does your mind find those pockets? How does your mind find those pockets? All
Yeah,
right,
so
Chad.
many different areas. You're right. Because it's like, how do you, I see what you're saying. Like, how do you differentiate, okay, this sounds like a country hook, or, you know what I'm saying? Or this sounds like a rap bar. You know what I mean? What, if it's
Bro,
country rap, what is it? You know what I mean?
I have a hard time figuring out the hell I'm gonna cook every day. Shit, how does a man figure out what he gonna write? I have a hard time thinking. Sometimes I'm like, what I'm gonna cook? I say, fuck it, I'm going to a drive-through because I can't even
Facts,
figure out
bro.
what to cook. Like, shit.
Hey, I relate like a motherfucker. You ain't lying about that, bro. That is the truth. I gotta ask my wife all the time, babe, what do you want? She says whatever. I'm like, they don't sell whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
I
you're
tell my
right.
wife that like at least 4 times a week. There's not a whatever store.
That's horrible, bro. But I feel
When
like
she,
saying the same thing back when she asked me. I said, I don't care. She has whatever, and I usually have I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
do you know where I go when she says whatever?
What a burger?
No, we just got a Whataburger. Shout out to Whataburger. I go to Crystal because I know she hates
Crystal.
it. She hates it. So then she'll make a decision. When I pull up in that Crystal drive through, whoa. I said, no, you said whatever. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. I gotta find a spot like that. You're right.
a restaurant she hates, go there and she'll
Bet.
make a decision quick. All right. Curves and lines. Curves and lines. Now, this ain't about old girl twerking, is it? I'm just joking.
Nah,
Don't
no.
you respond to that. Don't
I
respond
don't.
to that.
I don't know it. Yeah, but I don't. It's actually. Well, see, that's the thing, bro. I, I wouldn't put anything past him because in some of the like massacre, we'll get it. You'll hear some. I'm sure, like when you're talking shit, bro, you're talking shit across the board, especially when it comes to Upchurch. His neck's too red. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing about it. I don't, Vic. Let me say this real quick. I don't understand why people look at this dude at any point and say that they're a fan, and then Ryan, why are you getting like this? He's always spoke his mind, dude. He's always talked his shit. He's always shook people up. It's just uncomfortable for people now because they happen to like the person that he's talking about. It wasn't uncomfortable when it was people that they already didn't like. It was, hey, let's keep going, let's keep talking shit. But now it's because they like the person, then it's a problem. And to me that's weird. So like it should, you know what I mean? Like, just let people do their own thing and let people like who they want to like. Let church dislike who he wants to like, and don't base your judgment off of somebody else's thoughts or opinions.
Yeah. Hey, bro, ain't nobody asking nobody to bring nobody together.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm
Never.
just saying, hey man, we ain't nobody asking for no Al Sharpton. Just let people do them.
The human race isn't designed to all get along. I think that's kind of what
Oh,
we touched on earlier. And I think,
yeah.
like I said, if we were all colorblind, we wouldn't know. We just didn't get along with who we didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, if we all were the same color, we'll be mad at the sound of why is your voice high pitched? Why is your
facts.
voice deep? We're gonna
Facts.
find a reason to dislike each other or be mad at each other anyway.
Smo said some real shit to me. He said, "Bro, I don't want you to be a vegan. I don't want you to eat like this." I said, "What?" I said, "Usually all these people are nutrition people, want everybody." He said, "Bro, there won't be no fruits and vegetables for me." He said, "Everything will be gone." He said, "Imagine if we all ate fruits and vegetables like we should. The fucking farms would be empty. The stores would be." I'm like, "Yo, so we have to be a little different in order to survive, bro. If we ain't different, we're going to deplete everything because we're all going to be so similar. We're all going to require the same needs and wants. And you can't have that. You know what I mean? But curves and
Hey, man,
lines, baby."
let's get it.
Hey, you got Dixielanders still up on the screen though, but I guess this is the Dixielanders. Ryan Upchurch and the Dixielanders. Let's go. I think you'll like this one.
She's a car ride, horse emblem on the side, static in a radio, late night drive. She's a car ride, horse emblem on the side. She's a static in a radio, late night drive. In the back seat, in the back of my mind. Memory road, no lane to compare. She's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio, late night drive. In the back seat, in the back of my mind. Memory road, no lane to compare. Curves and lines, curves and lines. Grew up dodging trees, then I started to smoke on. Getting my weed from one county over. Roll stone to a crib and a GT Cobra. Dodging potholes like the saddle was stolen. And I don't give a shit, we run them through the sticks. And ain't nobody catching bare feet made of lead. She's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio, late night drive. In the back seat, in the back of my stop to get gas. See a passenger from my own past. She knows butterfly roads, laughs when I don't go slow. Knows when she hears the whoop whoop, then get your seatbelt on. And here we go. She's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio, late night drive. In the back seat, in the back of my mind. Memory road, no lane to compare. Curves and lines. Oh, she's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio, late night drive. In the back seat, in the back of my mind. Memory road, no lane to compare. Curves and lines.
Hey, that's my
Can't
minute.
compare these curves and lines.
You got to shave minutes off your trip to work. You play this, Vic. Right
Yeah,
here.
that's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
speed
I'm
bump.
telling you, you play that right there. You'll make it to work 5 minutes early. You know what I'm saying?
He curves and lines. He's talking about the curves and lines in the road. He
I
wasn't
don't know.
talking.
I heard. I know he says it's a static in the radio late night drive, but he says the emblem in the beginning of the track. He says, I think he's talking about the curves and lines of the Mustang.
Yeah,
I think
other
he's talking
Mustang.
about of the car,
But he's
maybe of
full of
both.
metaphors. Yeah, he's full of metaphors. He's
Is
full
that
of
a
metaphors.
triple? Is that a woman? Because he talks about the woman. And bro, he goes back again because listen, you know when he says in man, is it the other country boy? Or is it when he says, I'll punch that dude in the mouth at the Shell station and and Brandon will bail me out? He says, I hit him in the mouth and Brandon will come bail me out. I think it's in the other country boy. I can't remember what song it's in, but he says in this, he says he'll pull up at the Shell station and pick up when you hear that Mustang. He, old friend, I think he's talking about a female again. Like, bitch, I'll go punch you in the face, and then I'll go back and like he's playing on something because he also talks about getting his weed from a town over when he was younger, riding his
Mhm.
Mustang. So he's like playing off of like multiple years and multiple different storylines. Like this to me is the closest to like a rap country rock version of anything I've ever heard because this is where as soon as I heard it I'm like this is what Vic means. This could be a country hook. This could be a country song. You remove some instruments and change some shit around, you got a country song right here. Right?
And it's reflective because it makes me think he's talking about relationships of the past.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
he talks about you're in the back seat in the back part of my mind.
Oh shit, that's a bro. Yeah, the curves and lines of life. You're right, Great White Wolf. Yo, that's deep, bro. So you're talking women, you're talking roads, you're talking vehicles, you're talking memories. Damn, dog. Hey, that's what we talked about in the beginning too. You'll probably find more shit the next couple times you listen to that one. You know what I mean?
Right? Replay value,
Mm-hmm.
replay value,
Yeah.
super that okay. So far, that has been my favorite, just because metaphorically he's talking so much.
Facts.
He from a rap perspective, and we got a lot more to go. But
Yeah.
from a fan of rap, whether it's rap, whatever we want to call it, rap.
Yeah.
That one there made me think. Now that's one I definitely want to say, bro. Come on, bro. What made you not make that a rap and make that a rock song?
Yeah, I
Because
agree. I agree.
you was hitting on all cylinders on the metaphors.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I figured you like that one because I think that one's more like universal to listeners. Like I think relatability that one hits so far the hardest off of what we've heard because you can find something that everybody you might like the country sound to the hook. You might like the rap metaphors. You might like the rock drums. You know what I'm saying? Like this was definitely a full painting. We got the whole effect right here. Dope.
All right, Massacre. I'm ready. Now
You ain't
I
heard
feel like
Massacre yet?
Massacre. Um, The ones I've heard are We Open, and I actually heard Flames and Halo. Those are the two
Okay,
I've heard.
there's a music video for Massacre. I wonder if we should play it. I don't think you might get clapped.
Now just play the song. Play the song. Play the
Play the
song.
song? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. I gotta get just vocals on. I don't know if they're gonna happen. Maybe. Let's see. You ain't got a cut. Oh, yeah, I might hit you, Vic. I don't know if it'll hit us though. Maybe because maybe it's in a playlist.
Oh no, he's indie. He's independent. A lot of
Yeah,
times,
we'll run it.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll
run it.
run it. All right,
If they hear that,
hold on. All right, this is Massacre. And bro, you need to see it anyway to get the full understanding of this song because, yo, let's go. Remember I told you about Ethan not being a dancer, not wanting to be like, he's killing it, bro. Let's go. Upchurch and the Dixielanders, this is Massacre. Oh, and I rewound it all the way to the front like a dumb. Let's go.
Brush ashes off my shoulders, I've been far too long. Pick up my hat, use my pants to dust it off. Blue jeans to blood, so I'm covered in love. Showing up looking like a massacre, you motherfucker! Rock star like back in the day. Raising hell in mud parks, high as hell for 3 days. No highway to hell when you wake in the light. Or blood on any dance floor when there's a massacre to make. Yeah, buddy. Oh, mama, they too bothered by the rebel inside. On a holly, smiling with my bloodshot eyes. On the edge of heaven, see the gate and it shines. But there's a party down below, and I'm crashing it tonight. And I'm making a blood in me, and all my belly breathes, can't go back in the mud. And we keep it like tobacco, we see it burn. There's a massacre tonight, and baby, I want some. I'm that motherfucker, honey, they've been lying too long. I'm that motherfucker, Bubba, and I'm living the songs. The enemy plotting, trying to kill me, cause I'm where I belong. I'm in a hallway of fame too motherfucking long. I'm a rock star like back in the day. Raising hell in mud parks, high as hell for 3 days. No highway to hell when you wake in the light. Or blood on any dance floor when there's a massacre to make. There's a massacre to make. Oh,
where did he shoot that video, man?
Bro, it looks like it's on the side. It really looks like it's the side of. He's got that little spot where they do all the building and shit on the construction. That warehouse where you see Billy and Deerdorf at all the time building, and it looks like they did it. There's like a little wood pat. It's not even woods. It's like a little tree with some tires and shit by it. I seen Ethan and Ty and Molly and them built that stage, and the drums are actually on some tires. So there's like tires stacked four corners, and then there's a plywood, and then there's something in the middle, and then there's the drums. And then they put other fucking literally just threw the shit together, set up the instruments, and rocked out. Bro, when I see that video to me, I watch like in my brain all the church's haters breaking shit watching that. They're smashing shit, looking at his charisma and his attitude in that and his just overall like motherfucker, I told you I'm that dude. Like get off me. That gives me show vibes. That gives me like his energy in that video it's dangerous. I think this next tour and this next run with the Dixielanders, based off of that energy, watch out. That's all I'll say.
I'm a motherfucking bubble. That's a
Hmm.
T-shirt. I'm
Hmm.
a motherfucking bubble.
Did you see what he did in the video? He said they hating on me about my eyes being red or something. He said something about his mama. He said mama hating me because my eyes so red, riding on my Harley with them riding on my Harley with them bloodshot eyes. And then he looks at the camera and says, sitting on top of the drums. I said, damn, this motherfucker don't give a shit. That's why when you said earlier about is he going to talk some shit? Yeah, he's talking some shit in there. He's giving that energy like, bro, I am me. I'm going to be me regardless of what everybody says about me on the internet. I'm that dude. I try to tell you I'm that dude. And it's about to be a massacre. Like, I feel like they're telling the story about what they're about to do for the next song based off of this one.
Okay, I'm sorry. New favorite. It's not curves and
Massacre.
lines now. It's massacre.
I agree. Dope track, dope energy. I think that one's gonna do well in shows too, because that's a performance right there. You know what I mean? Look, Ty had a vest on, like a fur vest, bro. Did you see that? Did you
No,
peep
but
the?
I was laughing at Molly's work vest.
Yeah, I told you, and she's got a Hooter shirt on underneath it, covering that shit up. Ty's got like a fur coat vest. That's dope. He's got his swag. That motherfucker jumping off speakers during the show, still playing the guitar, blew my mind. Doing hair flips. I don't even know how he can see or function. It's all got to be feel. So that's why when I seen him hurt his fingers, I'm like, man, that's got to be crazy. Because now you lost the only sense that's keeping your energy, but he's using it here.
Hey man, I don't know. We
Ethan's got the
hey,
red hot chili pepper shirt on. Molly's got the vest on with the Hooters, just rocking her ass off. Like, I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said they all got their own little swag, bro. And I like the style. It's gonna be interesting.
but that's what rock bands are about. Each rock band generally everybody has their own individual thing going. So
Yeah.
their chemistry, their on screen chemistry is amazing. Um, hey man, as my granddad would say, he working with something, boy. He working with something.
Yeah, that's facts. Remember in the one up here in slide where I said, did he just say Prevost?
Mm-hmm.
So look at the next track, number
Pretty
5,
well.
Prevost.
Yep,
Let's
let's
go.
get it.
We
I want
are
to see.
now listening to.
I'm interested to see your reaction to this one too. This is a short one. This is only a minute and 36 seconds.
We are now listening to, well, it doesn't really have a name, but an extra audio clip from the back of the Dixielanders tour bus. This one, we'll call it Prevost.
I'm smoking painters on the back of a Prevost. Said like a lyric if blue lights were too cold, I'd be the shortest and loudest song behind time's yet future spawn. Put a wish in my pillow after all my marijuana's gone. Where I go, I've been there. The whole world, my Times Square. If Nancy is my home, so I'm at my window smoking pinners on the back of a Prevost. On the back of a Prevost. So I'm at my window smoking pinners on the back of a Prevost.
All right, I needed that to be longer. I needed that to be longer.
I agree.
But you know what? It serves a point. He made it
You
on the back
know,
of the
after massacre, it makes sense. You put on the back of that one after what you just did there. That was kind of like to bring it down a notch, bring the mellow down. We got to bring it down a little bit.
Bring the high down. Bring the high down.
But you also got to get to Instagram and read some of the stuff that the Dixielanders made a post, and it goes over each of the songs. But I don't know exactly what it says about Prevost. But one thing I do know is I think we were in Fort Myers right before the show, and he was saying that that was created. The Prevost is a tour bus,
Right.
so he's sitting in the tour bus, looking out that back square glass or whatever, and it's raining, dripping, and there's lights, like the blue lights of the headlights, and he's just chilling, smoking pitters on the back of his Prevost, and there was the song. So that was kind of cool to see, like knowing that it's on tour and they're doing the shit. Somebody just cut the track, you know, and there we got it. In the beginning of it, he says this song was created on tour, blah blah blah, on the back of a tour bus. We'll call it Prevost. I thought that was neat. It was a good breakup of the first four songs into the next half of the album.
Well, a great segue. I gotta ask. We're halfway through. Did Kalani mix all of this?
Yeah, and I don't know, but I believe it was the first time he's ever done any rock like this.
He done a great job. If Kalani mixed this project, and especially with it being his first ever rock project, being able to mix and master all those different sounds sonically, he's done an amazing job. Sometimes on the vocals, it loses me a little bit, but never to the point where I'm like, that's a bad mix.
I almost wonder if it was kind of meant to be a little raw. Like I wonder if
it sounds raw at some points on his vocals.
Yeah. Well, I know just watching, the evolution of Ryan's music and hearing his story and hearing him talk and stuff, I know he's real critical on his own stuff. You know what I mean? And if you got somebody that's mixing it all the way through, yeah, it sounds great, but you're never really going to grow. You know what I mean? Especially, I think rock and country, it's super important to kind of be able to really hear yourself at some points so that you can understand how to adjust your sound to sound better for the next track. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to, if you got a producer that's so good that makes you spot on every single time, do you really grow, or is the producer really just doing it all for you? You know what I mean?
True. Well, I like the fact that the raw effect is actually dope, especially with this being his touring band. It gives you a good balance between studio recording and recording on the back of a pre-post.
Yeah, you can do it wherever. Right.
Yeah, I like that balance. Honeysuckles and rain. Now, you said he was looking out the back window of that pre-post looking at the rain. This is a great segue.
Well, then pay attention to the very beginning of what it says too. I'll pause it so you can read it because it is in cursive. All right, let's go. Honeysuckles and rain.
I can't make it out.
Dedicated to Lily Ann Athena Upchurch,
his daughter.
So this will be the first one that's officially dedicated to Lily, and it is a music video. Upchurch and the Dixielanders, Honeysuckles and Rain.
Lily petals dancing on the new front porch. Gray stroke clouds and a rumbling sound. In the distance a thunderstorm. The trees all swaying 'cause they just can't wait for the light show coming just to spring to the stage. They sing in every lyric while the limbs all shake. I ain't no poet, just a thought from a place. But if a lyric makes you feel a wish my ink had taste, then you would see why there's a frame in my mind still alive, involving love, honeysuckles and rain. Excited for another summer, memories keep me covered. Sprinkle sugar on every frame. No need to explain, it might be down here slang, but it's like love, honeysuckles and rain. Honeysuckles and rain. storm does the soul. The roots of your passion grabbing hold of the soul. Excited for another summer, memories keep me covered, sprinkle sugar on every frame. No need to explain, might be the down here slang. It's life, it's life, it's life, it's love, honeysuckles and rain. It's life, it's life, it's life, love, honeysuckles and rain.
That's wild.
That's a beautiful song.
Bro, it's deep because listen to this. Remember when, okay, you follow Church on Instagram. Do you remember when he used to take a lot of the late night drives and you would see him out there? Him and Beth would be in the truck and they would be going to the store and they'd be out roaming around. There was a time that they drove that baby blue C10 Rowdy that he gave away to Power Stroke, right? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that blue Rowdy C10? Well,
Mm-hmm.
there was a time that they were riding around a lot in that baby blue C10. And if you start doing the math and you start looking back, it was around probably the time that they conceived the child that the song was dedicated to Lily. So it was kind of cool to hear some of the stuff that he was saying because he says about the eye in a poet, just a thought from a brain, but if my lyrics made you feel the way my ink had taste or something, bro, that is so quotable, like for what he's done, because a lot of the stuff that he talks about is so relatable, you know what I mean? And it's changed. I've heard a lot of testimonies of people's lives being changed by what his movement has done for them. Not, you know what I'm saying, just giving him the motivation. So dedicating this song to his daughter and saying the stuff that he says in it, I'm excited to see his journey as a father, bro. It's a
Bro,
beautiful thing, man.
look, he talks about another summer. Listen, man, it's something about being a father in those summers
Yep.
that you're going to create some amazing memories, or it's going to be something memorable happen every summer as a father that you're going to carry year to year to year to year. I still remember things. I still remember my son, who is now 25, 26, scoring his first touchdown in flag football in a summer game. And I'm like, it's something about those summers and raising children that are unforgettable. Trips to the beach, trips to the circus, trips to the fair, trips to a festival. It's all kind of stuff that goes on in the summer. But church, let me find out. Y'all conceived that baby in that truck. Let me find out that y'all made that baby in that. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, you know what's crazier, bro? Is I'm a girl dad and I know the sass. Dog, I cannot just imagine. Just look at what we got with Upchurch, right? Now just imagine how, cuz my wife told me, she's like, "You're in trouble. She's going to have you wrapped around her finger." And I said, "Nah, that ain't going to be the case. Just
Shit.
wait, bro. Just wait." I can't wait to watch that journey, bro. I hope
Just
he shares. It sucks that the internet can be so harsh, dog, because I know how they are towards him, and I've seen what they've already been like, and I wish it wasn't that way so that we could see that journey. I think we as content creators and as fans of content have to kind of understand that, like, if we want that exclusive look into people's life and we want to see this journey that people are doing, you got to be a little bit more respect. Like, you got to have morals, and I think
well,
the internet loses all that.
well, I think unfortunately about the internet, and this is sad, and this is all genres. This is all genres. The more negative you report on, then your views go up. And
Yeah.
most people on the internet, their number one focus is getting as many views as possible.
Hmm.
Um, and I get it, man. I get it. I just, for me, it's never really like right now. It's not about the views, man. We're playing this classic project. We're giving our opinions on it, and people, this broadcast will live on when me and you are gone unless someone deletes our pages. So
Hey,
with
do,
that being,
do you think it would change anything if YouTube and the platforms just took the number thing off?
yes, but you know what? It'll hurt.
What?
You know, this is the part that it will hurt. it would hurt the now me and you. It ain't gonna hurt us,
Not at all.
but it's gonna hurt the companies that spend a lot of marketing and advertising dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But see, but this is the thing. It's only going to hurt. So think of it like this, though, Vic. You remove a number from the stream. The reason it hurts marketing is because now they don't have to do their job in proving to you that people believe in what they got,
yeah,
right? So you could, the reason you can't, because that fuels bot farms. Bot farms won't have a business if you remove that number because there ain't no reason to drive bots anywhere because nobody can see that there's any views on the motherfucking thing.
yeah.
So for me, in my brain, as a person that's like, oh, I don't want to be around corrupt shit. I'm like, oh, well, there's the money aspect of it. You just take that 1,000 views and put a money sign in front of it, or take the fucking. That's all it is, bro. Because without that number, none of this shit even matters. Really, if we're being
No,
honest, if that number ain't there, it don't matter what Captain Kurt and Vic have to say. Because if you're using it for marketing purpability or purposes, there's no marketability in something that has no views. You're right. I see what
well,
you mean.
this is also the thing. When okay, that number tends to make people think whatever that number is, that's the best.
That's a trend. Yeah.
That guy got the most numbers, so he must be the most talented. And
Why
that's not
though?
that's
How
I
does our
don't know.
brain does our brain just work off of that number aspect? Like, cause you gotta think, bro, like that's gotta be a part of our like ants, you know what I'm saying? Like ants. We just see numbers and we respond to a number rather than respond to an emotion or a thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to me, numbers in sports, I don't know. Again, I just know even in music, right?
Yeah.
If a person has the number one song in the country, we automatically think that song is what? The
The best
best.
song. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not
Facts.
we all, but
But as a whole, I get what you're
as
saying.
a
Yeah, yeah.
whole, you say, oh, it's the number one song. It
Yeah.
must be the best. That's
Yeah.
why, and Ryan talks about this a lot. I mean, I wish I could find it. Maybe a couple years ago, he done a breakdown of how people pay for radio, and I wish I could have been on that conversation because people pay for those songs to go up the chart.
Yeah.
So people think this is the number one song in the country. Why am I hearing it for the first time? But it must be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't. That's what I've found. A lot of songs that had 15 million views that I thought were dog shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact, like you're saying, the marketability of it. Because, bro, let's be honest. We know a lot of people that we could probably say that got millions of views that are still working a 9 to 5. You can't you're looking at an image of an unknown lifestyle that you think based off of a rap persona or a artist perspective that they're just balling out of control running around with thousands and thousands of dollars a blow, but it's not reality. But that's the reality that the artist has to keep on the internet in order to get the clicks and views, because if they don't have, and that's what I'm saying. Like, rather than go off of morals and understanding for what you like and enjoy, you're gonna and go towards the numbers, and that's money. That's wild to think about.
Okay,
I
this is a
think I
prime
think I've
example.
heard your perspective change a little bit over the years about that too, and it's dope watching you kind of navigate your
Well,
way through that.
well, no, I've never. So this is the thing about me that a lot of people misconstrue. A lot of people will think that I'm pro industry.
Right,
I'm pro taking care of your family,
right,
and whatever that looks like, that's what I'm pro. Taking
right,
care of your family, because I don't think every artist should be. I don't think every artist should be signed. If you like, I wouldn't think. I don't think Upchurch should be signed to a label. I don't think a label could even. First of all, if he was signed to a label, he wouldn't be able to do the different styles of music he do. So
right. Real name.
we as fans would be cheated if he was signed to a major label. We
Facts.
would be cheated, and there are fans who are cheated by artists who are signed to a major label because they can't expound on their talent. But I think it's about taking care of your family. And Kurt, me and you both know there are artists out here who don't have a pot to piss in and one to throw it out of.
Right. But
So
there's a
they
lot of people that believe they do. Yeah, and I get it.
so they probably need a label to give them $20,000, $30,000 to change their situation for they can focus on being an artist. Some of these artists out here can't focus on being the best artist they can because they got to be at work tomorrow morning.
Well, I think the country rap lane, especially, is one of the only ones that has a lot of very unsuccessful. Like, if we're looking at it as dollar wise, there's a few that are good off, well off, but I think a lot of it was before the music. I think there was stuff that helped to get them in a good position in life in order to be able to dedicate themselves to the music. But there was grinds and hustles, but it ain't like it ain't like the country rap lane is just full of millionaires. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Do you
It
think the
doesn't.
country? Do you think the country rap lane has more than 5 millionaires?
No.
More than five.
Based from the music.
Well, the music turns into other things, so I'm okay with that. Music and
Uh,
merch. Music and merch. Music and merch. Music. Music
I'd
is.
say maybe if it's five, that's it. There's no more than that.
Maybe I need to pocket watch it a little closer because I think maybe 3.
Yeah.
Shit, I really think maybe 2.
Well, it depends on who you're classifying it. I mean, shit, there's people swinging over from every direction now. You know what I mean? And they're just think like it depends on what you're. Yeah,
I
maybe
don't want
2.
to call no names, so we can move on.
Nah, there's got to be a few more than that, bro. There's got to be at least 3. At least 3. I can say 4. 4 for sure. If we're just looking at the top 4 that are left that ain't signed to, well, that's another thing. That's another line that we gonna have to. What who done signed over to a mainstream label and just ain't made it public information? I mean, well, maybe we should move on.
Yeah, let's move.
Yeah, I think we should move on. See, this is what we're doing. Impulse control, right? Doing impulse control.
Some people can't do that.
Nah, there's. I used to not be able to do it, bro. I'm better, way better now.
Some
Okay,
people
so
can't. Let's move on.
the rest of this album might be outside of Curves and Lines. I really like this album more so than I did when I first heard it. I'll be real with you. But the rest of this album forward is like my shit. Like, I could put it on. I could skip maybe 1 or 2 of them just based off the vibe because I need more energy sometimes. But these next couple ones are all, in my opinion, important tracks to this.
Well,
Stars for
I love
Tomorrow.
this title. I love this title. Stars for Tomorrow.
Pay attention. You might hear something that shocks you. Let's go. Reminds me of like some Dave Matthews Band. Fleetwood Mac, maybe.
If I knock on your heart, will the tone be hollow? Do you smile even wearing suits of sorrow? Do you lay on your back thinking, where will I go? Weeping willow light shine bright from an auto. A wrinkle in time right now, we're young. Though may across the sky we float anywhere the wind blows. Neon shoes so the steps leave a soft glow. I quote, save some stars for tomorrow. Save some stars for tomorrow. Save some stars. If I knock on your heart, will the tone be hollow? Do you smile even wearing suits of sorrow? Do you lay on your back thinking, where will I go? Weeping willow light shine bright from an auto. A wrinkle in time right now, we're young. Though may across the sky we float anywhere the wind blows. Neon shoes so the steps leave a soft glow. I quote, save some stars for tomorrow. Save some stars for tomorrow. Dear ballerina of the darkness, I haven't seen your face, but I know you ain't the Loch Ness. Looking down only finds a slipper if you're lost. You shine way more when the shadows wiped off. A wrinkle in time right now, we young know. May across the sky we float anywhere the
Chills, bro.
Kalani did his thing. Kalani did his thing. Kalani
Bro,
did his thing.
you know what's even crazier? What's the name of this title? Save Some Stars for Tomorrow, right?
Stars for tomorrow.
Talk about I heard this song. All I heard, soon as I heard Molly start singing, this is what I heard. Baby, I'm trouble. I need more Molly vocals. I need take Sky off of trouble, mix that shit into some rock, and put Molly's vocals singing some hook. The Dixielands are trouble. Some give us more Molly because, bro, that's saving a star for tomorrow. Church is literally creating a star for nobody heard that. I never heard Molly singing like that. I heard her doing it in the backing vocals on the tour a little bit, but you don't hear none of that in the music. So unless you've been on the tour, you ain't seen that star. Now the whole world's like, oh shit, who is that? We got a drummer that can sing like that. He just created he just boom. Like you know how you have an app on your phone where you can open up your app and name a star and shit and buy a star. He just put Molly's little star on the app for her. Ding. Like that's real shit, bro. Powerful.
Ryan Upchurch is creating
Mm-hmm.
stars of tomorrow.
Facts.
He's creating
Humbly.
stars of tomorrow. Hey, because Molly's gonna when it's all
Yeah.
said and done, Molly will be able to do a album where she's doing vocals. She'll be able to be. I'm saying he's creating stars.
You want to know something super interesting too that I noticed, and this is something that I hope somebody clips this and uses this. One thing that I can say is that Molly goes and does. I mean, I've seen Molly be Joe Tyler's drummer. I've
Mhm.
seen Molly go and do all types of shows. I've seen her in other countries with that female country musician girl. Like she's going and getting her bag and doing her thing and doing it the right way for her, right? She's making her own moves in the right direction. Church is doing nothing but show love. He's showing that to me. How can you look at Ryan and go, this dude's just trying to control what other people do. Meanwhile, Molly's out doing whatever the hell she wants, having a good time, doing it the right way, and staying honest with it and being upfront. Hey, yo, that's real shit, bro. That's what I'm saying. This type of music, this type of album needed to happen in order for people to really get a deep look into who these people are. Yo, this is what's up.
And going back to what we said at the beginning, anybody who feels like he's trying to control these people, this man literally came out and said next project will be called the Dixielanders.
Mm,
A person who's being a narcissist and trying to control everything wouldn't have to do that. Wouldn't
no,
do that.
no.
Wouldn't do that.
It wouldn't even include it. He said he only put his name on this one because it was attached to the Creeker projects, and it would make sense to call it Creeker 3, the Dixielanders, when all the other ones were Upchurch Creeker 1, or
Yeah.
Creeker Upchurch. You know what I mean? So I get it. At a market, and see, that's the only time that I've ever seen like that. That was rare to see Upchurch. Like there's Pokemon cards and shit. That was a rare Pokemon Upchurch pool. A guy that is kind of caring right now about the marketability of something, because most of the time he just pushes it out there and fuck it. Here you go. So he thought about it a little bit and he took the time to at least include them. He could have just called it Upchurch Creeker 3 and said, next album, I'll call it just the Dixielanders.
Yeah.
No, he included them and said, hey, I'll correct it later. So that's what's up.
All right. Candles in the Sand.
All right,
Intriguing
let's go.
title.
Yeah, this, man, that's what I'm saying. This last piece of this album, and you have heard Flame and Halo before, you said, but
No. No,
you
yes, I've
haven't?
heard Flame Halo. Yeah, no, I have.
Flame and Halo is different. If you notice, everyone has a music video. Flame and Halo had a music video already, but there's not one listed here. What's up? What happened? Who? The dog? Hey, Vic. Can you hold it down for 1 second?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. My bad.
What up, Cammy? What up, Stardust? Great White Wolf. What it do? What it do? Hey, right now in the chat, I want y'all to give me your opinions of Creeker 3. Cammy, am I saying it right? Cammy, I see you don't like it. I see you don't like it. Thank you, Danny. Danny Eyebrows. Cammy, why don't you like it? If you don't mind me asking, Cammy, tell me why you don't like it. I'd like to hear from everybody, all perspectives. Why don't you like it? What don't you like about it? I need you to be a little more specific. Chachi, you don't like it either? Is that thumbs down? You don't thumbs down to you? Okay, Cammy, but can you be a little more descriptive? Like, I didn't like that hamburger because it had too much ketchup. I didn't like that hamburger because it only had one slice of cheese. It got it. Okay, it disappointed you, but why? But why? Like, I don't like chitlins because they're too slimy. It sounds just okay. Thank you, Chachi. At least you can be a little more descriptive with your opinion. Now you say it sounds distorted and cluttered, so that would be more on the mix job as opposed to the writing side or the musician side. Is it fair to say you hated the mix, or conceptually you hated all that also? I don't like chitlins because they slimy. Unless you get a chitlin taco. That's all I'm saying, Cammy. I respect your opinion. I just want you to be a little more distinctive about your opinion. Kind of static. I understand. I was just saying that too, Chachi, about the mix. Now, I don't know if Kalani's ever mixed rock music before. Because a lot of times on the vocals, I feel like the vocals sounded really, really raw. I don't know if that was the intention or what. But I do think Kalani did an amazing job mixing it, especially, yes, fried chitlins are better. I'm sorry. Especially if this is his first time mixing rock, having to do, what y'all know about them fried chitlins, man?
Vic, you want me to run this one? Because I got a little mini emergency, but I can get it taken care of pretty quickly. But it just
run this on.
All right, bet. I'll be right back.
All right, this is Upchurch and the Dixielanders, Candles in the Sand. Let's get it.
She be a dancing flame, the one to burn my hand. Flicker of the night sky on Indiana sand. Shine if nothing else around, hip shifting with the wind. She gon' be a dancing flame till the blanket is the bed. Then melt and go dim like candles in the sand. Candles in the sand. Like candles in the sand. Candles in the sand. Like candles in the sand. He be tied inside, tattoos to his hands. Face inked with the words of hurt as written alphabet. Battle scars and ripped apart, burned out like cigarettes. The world is just a flick away from embers of regret. And the ash of black and white to charcoal, every step like candles in the sand. Oh, like candles in the sand. Candles in the sand.
All right, chat. I'm gonna say this, chat. I'm gonna
Holy
say
shit,
this.
my bad.
I'm gonna say this, chat. I don't think Cammy is being a hater. I think Cammy is voicing her opinion, and I think we should respect her opinion. I don't think she said anything negative. She's just giving her opinion, and she's entitled to that. I ain't mad at Cammy. She hasn't been disrespectful at all. Candles in the sand. But Cammy, it's not Jamaican music, or it's called reggae or dance hall. I like you, Kevin. All right. No, look, Chachi, I ain't even gonna lie. To me, I think, and me and Curt were both just saying, like, people are entitled to have difference of opinion. It's when hate is when you add that little extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say, I don't like this song. I don't like this song because sonically I didn't like the drums, or I don't like it because it wasn't mixed well. I don't think that makes you a hater. I think that means your opinion. And it's funny how people says everybody should have a valid opinion, but then they get mad when their opinion is not the same. And again, we're just reviewing it. I don't think me and Kirk are reviewing it for everybody to like it. We're reviewing it to give our opinions on the songs, and for y'all also as a chat to give your opinions on the song. Now, if we wanted to say, hey, everybody love it, but that's not what we're doing. So I
Well, it's
respect
not reality. It's not reality.
I respect Cammy, and I don't think Cammy has by no means been disrespectful at all in the comments I've read. So shout out to Cammy. Hold it down. What up, Spaz Dance?
Bro, listen, my bad. My daughter, Cass is dealing with the shit with her shoulder still. She's got all types of issues with that. My daughter just woke up mid, just bleh, all over the kitchen. So I had to get it all up, get the mop on there, and at least get it to where we can finish this. You know what I mean?
Oh, hey, bro, you
Oh.
could have. If you need it,
No,
you
bro,
can play the
no,
song
but
and run.
no, we're good. We only got two left, I think, two or three. I
Uh,
might, I might run Flame and Halo and then just go hit the mop one more time and then at least get it. Man, poor girl. That
um,
sucks.
so I'm gonna say this: Candle in the Sand was my least favorite of that I've heard
Really?
so far. It was my least favorite. I didn't really like the tempo, and I didn't feel like he um that's gonna be one I gotta listen to again because I was also reading the chat, so I didn't really get a chance to absorb it the way I probably need to. I felt like with the title "Candle in the Sand," I expected it to be a lot deeper, and maybe it is, and I just got to go back and listen to it.
That was one. It's funny you say that. That was one that I actually felt the same way about. But I think now that's one of the ones I like. I like Stars for Tomorrow and Candles in the Sand. Probably those two together, back to back, the best at any spot in the album. Even 8 or 9 and 10, and 9 and 10 are really good.
I like, but as a whole, I'm gonna give my score at the end. I'm gonna give my
What do
score
you
of the whole
what do you
project.
got? What do you got so far as your number one track?
I'm still going back to I don't know, man. That Curves and Lines is about. I love that one.
Mm,
I'm loving that Honeysuckles and Rain.
okay, all right. I thought you
But
would like Curves and Lines.
yeah, man. But my least favorite is Candles in the Rain. But again, I wasn't completely focused. I was messing with the chat too.
All right, bet. All
So
right,
right now, if I had to go back and listen to one over,
yeah.
one I would go listen to over first would be Candles in the Rain.
Okay. Yeah, I would recommend go listen to that a couple times. I think it's one of the ones that to me good songs for me are something I want to hear over, right? We talked about replayability, but
Mhm.
also like the ones that you don't truly hear because you're focused in another area but it's still playing. Like if you want to hear something and you didn't even truly get to fully hear it, that's important because there's a lot of stuff that you hear in the background that you'll never want to play again. You don't even ask who is that. You know what I'm saying? So but pay attention because Kalani, from what I heard, remixed Flamin' Halo on the version that's out now compared to the music video. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, this is Upchurch and the Dixielanders, Flamin' Halo.
I've seen someone doing you. Ooh. I've sent someone to you. Halo in flames, eyes blue. Medieval soul feels new. Rome earth like Caesar's shoes. The sun and my heart been fused. I cannot be removed. Nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do. I've sent someone to you. Flaming halo, eyes blue. Medieval soul feels new. Roam earth like Caesar's shoes. The sun and my heart been fused. I cannot be removed. Nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do. Flaming halo, eyes blue. Oh, shiny guitar you use. Big dog not scarred or bruised. Man broke out the box to do what the highwaymen failed to prove. I threw away my excuse. I came here to fuck with you. So that's what I'm gonna do. Motherfuckers! Your sword and swing, no chance to kill me. My power mercies, all armies to win. My war pain is bloodhood, one to want it some. Now blood in rose and thorn, headstone reads here lying nude. Wood, worthy of cut, stone. War keep me cutthroat, blood in rose and thorn. Here lieth no one worthy of cut stone. War paint is blood of the ones who want it soon. I've sent someone to you. Flaming halo, eyes blue. Medieval soul feels new. Rome earth like Caesar's shoe. The sun in my heart been fused. I cannot be removed. Nothing that you can do. Ooh, angels can still be rude when feathers turn black, regrew. Put hymns back on pedestals. That's what we came to do. I've sent someone to you. Flaming halo, eyes blue. And angels can still be rude. That's what we came to do. That's what we came to do.
I think this one was him talking to the industry. And this
I
one,
wish this would have went in front of Massacre.
this one was him. All right, so even though it didn't have a rap structure, he wasn't rhyming. I think this one summed up a lot of what's been going on over the past 6 months.
I got the same vibe. And when he's if it would in my opinion, this is kind of like a battle cry. Almost like, hey, I'm about to go in again, but I'm not gonna go in how y'all think I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it musically. I'm about to do it lyrically. I'm about to do it in ways that you guys can't. You know what I'm saying? That was what I heard here. And I wish, because what I took from Massacre was that energy. So I feel like this deserved to be right in front of Massacre and punch everything. But because of this We Upon, which you've already heard what kind of happens in this track, I think with the type of sound that We Upon has, it was kind of like Flame and Halo produced this type of direction of the album.
I
I
think
like I like the next two.
I think the sequence tells a story within itself.
I agree.
The way these songs are sequenced, I think him and Kalani sat down, and the sequencing of these songs, when you play it back, it tells a story even within the sequence.
And I seen Chachi saying, and I respect what Chachi's saying because I think when you have songs like Nutshell that Ryan covered, or Rooster, you know, you see the vocal range and you see, but also that's somebody else's work, right? So I think the reason why it's so foreign, especially Flamin' Halo, is because I don't know of a song that you can kind of structure that would be similar to this. Like I can't even really think of a track that has this, like there was no, like as a musician probably, like there's no, I mean, can you tell me a direction of it? There ain't really. It was just Ryan having fun almost on the mic, having a conversation with us.
Well, I think that it's not fair to compare an original to a cover for the fact that the cover is someone else's thought process, and
Well,
you're just taking their thought process and adding on to where your song is your thought process and your creation. It's
your
easy for me.
sound.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy for me right now to rap I mean, for me to cover Hollow Boy. I'm not saying it's going to be good, but I don't even have to put a lot of thought process into it other than showing my vocal range. That's all I got to think about is try to display my vocal range. I ain't got to think of no lyrics. I just got to memorize it and then work on making the best vocals possible. Where when you're doing something original, you got to worry about the lyrical connotation of it. You got to worry about the vocal range. It's a lot different. So I can't even compare that. I mean,
I think I see what you're saying, but I also believe if this would have been more explosive, like Spaz Dad says, where he says "motherfucker," and it
oh
break.
yeah.
I think if you would have moved that up sooner and popped it a little more in that area, I think it would have separated this track a little bit from the criticisms it's getting. But I also think it was emphasized to listen what he was saying. You know what I mean? I think you're right. I think it was Church really just sitting down and talking to the industry. I don't think maybe this one wasn't even designed for a fan. Maybe this is just his message, like, because he says Caesar shoes. Caesar shoes has wings on them. Like, bitch, I'm about to come walk somewhere else that I ain't been before. You know what I'm saying? So be ready. So maybe that was, and maybe it was just meant to hear this weird sound from Upchurch.
So look, there was a double. There was a double entendre.
Okay.
Roman like Caesar's shoes with the eagle with the wings
Yep.
roaming all over the place.
Yep.
Caesar also was what?
A ruler.
Roman, a
A
Roman
Roman.
ruler.
Yeah, Roman
If
ruler.
I'm
Yeah.
correct, I might be wrong. Somebody might tell me you're wrong.
Row men, like row men, and Ryan likes to break words down like that too. You're row mean around, like a
Yeah,
row mean row. Yeah, yeah, I
imagine
see it.
putting double entendres in rock music.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Hey Max, I agree with you, Max. I've been saying that the entire time. Um, okay, they said Caesar was Roman. I said I've been
Yeah,
saying that if this was Kalani's first rock album, then there's also something else that we got to put in. But I rock with Church for rocking with his man Kalani.
yeah, facts. And not only that, you're making me think about more. If you remember, Ryan was real big like this year about, you know, the Parthenon and the you know, Romans being in Nashville and how Nashville was a part of Rome, and he's like he's all in on that, bro, and that's what he believes and that's really what he thinks, right? So now you're hearing him talk about Roman like Caesar shoes. So I get it, the energy, and maybe it is Kalani not completely having the understanding of a rock structure of a track or the mixing and the mastering of it. But at the same time, what if it's by design? You know what I'm saying? What if this is strictly like, hey, this is our opening. This is what if What if they're trying to build it as, hey, when we first started, we really truly didn't know our sound? Because I know they did record like 30 tracks and only 11 were put on here. So I wonder what's in those other 20 or 17 or 18 or whatever.
Or they could be the next Dixielanders project.
That
Might
maybe
be.
it's already ready to go. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, yeah, we might get shocked. We might all kind of be like, oh shit, Kalani can't produce nothing. Kalani might come out and smack us in the face. So we better be careful. They might
Hey
be like,
man,
oh yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even again, and I'm not trying. I'm not grading on the curve, but I do understand that number one, if this as a producer engineer, if this is his first array into the genre, I ain't mad at it. I'm gonna say that I ain't
Yeah,
mad at it.
I agree. I agree.
All right, we upon.
All right. I think we got this one and no trespassing, right?
That's it. Yep.
You've heard we upon,
Yes, I
but
used
look,
it today when I done my story.
Roman. We just broke down the Roman. Roman. Look, we upon is also could it be weapon?
Hmm.
Wep upon. We upon. All right, let's go.
Drench me in kerosene, light me on fire. Run through the streets, carrying people with shine. Yeah! Oh my, no warrior that is my size. Brainwave cause a tsunami to rise. Oh my, gladiator with a big smile. Entourage medieval and wild, no God's plan, just a God child. Avatar inside skin ride. Allegor of the sound mind, no lie. 0 to 100, 100 to low five, no try. Every challenger is gon' die. Catch me in kerosene, light me on fire. Run through the streets, scaring people with shine. War is fun if you're on the team that swings the sword for the ones in need. Death is good when my battle axe spearheads the ones who string pull the mask. Yeah, war is fun for the ones like us, baptized in the earth in purple blood. Death is good for an angry seed. Won't get the point to the arrow we sing. Oh, victory, give me a ship to sink, give me a bridge to burn, or a place to see. Yeah, victory, see the angel wings, no angel dust on the devil's teeth. Too much gold for me to tote, so I give the shot to the shadow foe. And I got too much energy for me to burn. Hard to lead anybody controlling the table. Drench me in kerosene, light me on fire. Run through the streets, scary people with shine. Drench me in kerosene, light me on fire. Run through the streets, scary people with shine.
Yo. Oh
That's my one.
man. That's your one?
That's the one. That's my favorite.
I think that shows Kalani's mixing is definitely these next two, in my opinion. See, that's why I wanted to say in the beginning, I made sure I said it. These were recorded as they went along tour, right? I know some of it was like touched up and fixed here and there and added some vocals to or whatever, but for the most part, you're getting it as it's being developed. And then the last two are kind of like and based off of what the Dixielanders thing says, the last one was the only one recorded in 2025. So all this stuff was recorded last year on tour. So I
I got
do
a
want to. I do think that that's important. And I seen somebody say church has had too much money to do this and do that. Okay, that's where you're wrong. He does got some money, right? But why throwing money at something does not make it good. You know what I mean? So Kalani ain't gonna get better if you take the money and you give it to somebody else. If Ryan believes in Kalani as a producer, it's important for Kalani to get some turbulence and get some criticism on these songs. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't get that turbulence and criticism, you could throw money at the thing all day long, and Kalani's still going to not do good at making rock music. So if you want to have a trusted producer, let the dude stumble a little bit and figure out his pocket. Because the next two, this one and the next one, I think are on par with what the rest of the Creeker projects has been, in my opinion.
well, this is how I feel. If you believe in somebody, if you believe in them, you stick with them.
Yeah, facts.
Because of course, Church has enough money. He could have took this to the greatest mixer of rock music and got them to mix it
Yeah,
and made it sound like an instant classic sonically.
but
But
would the number one even have mattered then?
not if the people knew. Not
Yeah,
if the people knew. Because then the people are gonna put an asterisk by it. He
right,
cheated.
right.
To
Barry
me,
Bonds it.
hey man, hey man, if you everybody in the chat, it's got to be somebody you believe in, and
Yeah,
you gonna rock with them. Like, hey man, when I used to play sports, I knew we might not have had the best team, but I believed in my guys. So if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose with these guys. So I'm sure Church opinion is this. I believe in Kalani.
hmm
Kalani have laid his life down for the past X amount of years to rock with Church. So allow him the opportunity to grow. What's
facts,
wrong with that?
facts. Well, it also opens up his catalog too, because now maybe he did have some people he thought about working with, but they did rock and he hadn't done it yet. Well, hey, add that to the resume. I did a rock album with Ryan Upchurch. That is another creating stars for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Building a brand, building a legacy.
My last thing on that. So people get mad when Church don't rock with people no more, right?
Hmm. hmm
But then there are people who feel like he shouldn't have rocked with Kalani and went and got a. Come on,
I don't understand. Like, well, that's the thing, bro. Like, what? Okay, you can only do projects and work with people for so long to where it just becomes like stale. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was great. The music's good, but why not try something different? Why not? That's the thing, Vic. It's crazy because that's what Creek Squad and Upchurch represents for me, bro. Is like that's why I went and welded. That's why I did shit that people say, tell me I can't do something. I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been my mentality in my life. So when I found this type of music, I'm like, shit, Upchurch is talking his shit and he's doing it all the time. He don't care. He's not holding his tongue because so and so's friends with so and so. He's doing what he wants to do, talking his shit and enjoying his life. So why would we think he would change and do it any differently? Do you think he does the music because he can throw the money at it and put it to a big time producer and just sit back? No, he does this shit because he wants to sit in the same room with Kalani and mess around with it too and hang out and talk shit and make memories. So uh, I will take some maybe sloppy mixed music, not sloppy. That's my bad. That's disrespectful. Maybe not as seasoned mixing that I can listen to the mixer and evolve into something better rather than a dude that's perfect at what he does and you never hear a miss.
hey, I'm rocking with it, and it don't matter to me. I believe in loyalty, and I don't think we can. There's no that, to me. Loyalty has no boundaries. Grow with your guy, bro. Grow with your guy.
Facts.
That's just my opinion.
Uh, they said Ethan was off. Is that what they said? Yeah, Ethan's gonna be off, bro. The band's gonna be off. That's the part about a band that's cool is you get to see the different. You know what I'm saying? You get to see the different evolution of each artist. And it's a lot, bro. Think of this, Vic. Think of the pressure. A lot of these, all three of them, nobody really knew who they were, and now they're on the grand stage of a lot uh, of faces, bro. A lot of people criticize Ryan, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? So now that band is gonna take that. So we got to watch how they can form as musicians because they're gonna, they're gonna change and they're gonna evolve into bigger artists. I'm telling you, just watch. You'll see it. It'll happen.
Hey, I think they're off to an amazing start. I don't think they can ask for any more. All right, last one.
No trespassing. 556. This is a long one too.
Ooh. Nobody matters when I'm alone. Timeless ideas inside no time zone. Barbed wire boundaries around my home. Blood trails fade from the ones who tried to cut my throat. Don't come for reaction. Outcome on a sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gotta read it one time. Don't come for the action. Outcome on a sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gonna give you one time. No trespassing. No trespassing. No trespassing. My skull is cedar and stained with blood. My spine like a white oak, one you can't budge. Yeah, I'm thunderstruck, run around Huckleberry cause I'm running out of fucks. White lightning better miss me cause I'm only charging up. Blizzard in my heart, a tornado is forming in my lungs. Saliva like it's gasoline, my stomach is the pump. And who's holding matches? No black magic when I turn you into ashes. All my Hank Williams on the floor is where my ass is. Ball with the ballers, I'll be famous with the math glitch. Don't come for reaction. Outcome on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gotta read it one time. Don't come for the action. Outcome on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gonna give you one time. No trespassing. Tell them ain't no shame in my barbed wire fences. Mother gold still is what the trucks stay caked in. Dirty South, baby, got some gills in my armpits. Blood and ash, Vegas, first I locked them in the hall. Said there ain't no shame in my barbed wire fences. Mother gold, what the trucks still caked in. Dirty South, baby, got some gills in my armpits. Blood and ash, Vegas, ain't nobody finna do shit. Don't come for reaction. Outcome on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gotta read it one time. Don't come for the action. Outcome on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gonna give you one time. No trespassing.
Independence. They're gonna tell you a lot of shit through your journey of self. And all the advice the enemy gives you is gonna be just that. Shit. Realize the word meaningless has the word mean and less in it. And that's the value of you to them when your value is more than they can create in an office. I don't like offices. Office has two words in it, off and ice, within the spelling. So stay ice cold and off the paved lane. Otherwise, you'll be hit by a shitty driver following somebody else to the office of square thinkers. They have no advice for your kind. Also, Elsewhere words are the nowhere key to somebody who is human. You ain't human, you're a fucking animal. So who said there was keys to this anyway? You can lock the door all you want. You can still throw a rock through a window at any given time. So give yourself the time and watch the rock roll and keep it rock and roll. Remember, Goliath was real. He also really died by the shot of a little guy. So why don't you pick the rock up? Church.
Wow, bro.
Fuck up. Fuck up.
Don't come for reaction.
That's the ending right there,
Now
big.
come on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gotta read it one time. Don't come for the action. Now come on the sign in the drive. And it reads no trespassing. Only gonna give you one time. No trespassing.
Bro, what a ending.
Church, motherfucker.
Bro, they better watch out because this is what I'll say. I've been sitting here thinking about this. Every other song from what has been said has been recorded somewhere else. They sat down in the Ryan studio and did this one this year. This was all to everybody was together. You were hearing the vibe and the harmonization and everything. Yo, I am ready for their next project, bro. I'm glad he's not gonna get away from rock for a minute. I want to see him really just try to tear into this rock, put a couple projects out. Yeah, I think it will shake up some things because one, it will cause everybody else that has tried to attach what they were doing to Ryan to go about their own way because they're not going to be able to fit in that pocket of sound and they're not going to try to be able to emulate what he's doing because they're not that type of musician. So it's going to force them to go off to do what they were originally wanting to do or try to follow somebody else. I think it's important that he kind of cleanses. And that's why I say I think this is like it helps build a farm system of people that are doing what they need to do and doing what you can separate. Hey, these dudes were just trying to follow what Church is doing. Look, now Church is doing rock. They ain't focused on anything else anymore. They don't know what to do. Or you'll look at the dudes that are just doing what they're doing and it won't change nothing. They'll just keep moving and it won't miss a beat.
Well, I think No Trespass was a great catapult into a studio album. Like this was a road album, and this was kind of like we put together this team, and we're gonna see how well we mesh.
Right.
And I think with No Trespass, that was we were down by 10. With No Trespass, we tied the game up.
Fact.
I can't wait to see what overtime looks like. Because they're clicking on all cylinders. And to me, if I was Kalani, I think Kalani should take those 20 songs that we didn't hear and just mix them. Just mix them. Practice mixing them. Practice mixing different instrumentation just only. Practice mixing drum. Like I think Kalani should take these months in between projects and just mix the shit out of sounds.
Well, that's why I think it would be cool to see them do a cover as a band because it will also allow Kalani to grab a different pocket of rock sound because bro, one thing I did hear in this is you could tell Church took a lot of his inspiration from rock and shoved it into these tracks without taking from the original artist. He just used maybe their grunge style or their cadence through certain pockets of sound, but you could hear him. Like I heard Kid Rock in one, I heard freaking Mudvayne in another, I heard Lane Staley in another, I heard Slipknot. Yeah, I heard a bunch of different. I mean, you could almost in the one, it almost sounds like he tried to incorporate Suicide Boys. He said, "You're a fucking animal," and he starts using the altered sounds. So it's like, how diverse can you be, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? That just that alone, the Dixielanders are separating themselves from everybody else because they're diverse. I mean, you got 4 different people on one stage together, and that's what I want to see. That's dope.
Yeah, I want to see a Dixielander tour coming to a city near you. Hey, this is what I need right now. the end of No Trespass, right? When he does the talk. I need somebody who knows how to work CapCut. You know how CapCut has these things where you can implement your picture and the screen does. I need what he's saying.
Clint Smith here. Go to Clint Smith here. He got you. Got you
He
covered.
can do that.
Oh yeah.
I
You said
need that
yeah.
last part.
The
I
David and
need,
Goliath part.
yeah, man. What? I
Yeah.
need that to be on CapCut. I think so many people will use that. Now I don't know how they do it. Church need to get his bread for it, but hey, I gotta hit Clint Smith up. I need my picture with those words on
What do
screen.
you think? What do you think? What do you think? He was saying when he said you can close the door, but you can still throw a rock through the window. Do you think he's talking about how like they're trying to not necessarily because you can't shelf somebody that ain't never been
You
there to
look,
shelf.
you can close the door.
Yeah.
You can shut me out, but I can bust the window and still get in.
Yeah. Rip the
I
ceiling
think
off
that's
of
what
it. It
he's
sounds like
saying.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you shut the door. Like how they say, shit, they let me, they open the back door, let me in. I'm holding the door wide open for all my people.
Well,
You
you
can,
know, did you watch the charts at all when this album dropped?
yes,
So you did see that. So that in its own was a bar. That the album, the I don't know if it was planned to drop around the same time as Elton John, but the fact that Elton John showed up church recognition years ago about being so diverse and about being so
yes,
independent,
he did.
and then Ryan drops a rock album at the same time that Elton John drops a new project. And Ryan passes him on the chart, and they're sitting there 1 and 2 together, bro. I hope Elton John seen that, and I hope he took a screenshot of that because that's crazy. That shows you that talent recognizes talent, and it doesn't matter what else anybody says in the chat. You could say whatever you want in the chat. The fact that Elton John is recognized, and you could take away whatever you want from Elton John about his this and that and whatever. The dude performed in the Grammys with Eminem. That's all I'll say. I, I'm just
Hey, we can feel what we want to about Elton John's personal life, but the fact remains he is a musical legend. Period.
a legend. Yeah, well, I mean, he's in movies of some of the greatest movies. He's the music scorer and I mean, the dude is insane talented on the piano. You know what I'm saying? Like
And when
that's
he
all that matters.
and when he leaves this earth, Elton John will have a movie.
Yo, he already does. He already has the story of Elton John, and that's what Church even
That's an
talks
Elton
about.
John movie.
Yeah, it's where he tells. I think it's a documentary. I want to say it's a movie, and he talks about the time that his dad asked him for an autographed album, and he thought
Oh,
finally
that
my
was
dad
a
wants.
documentary. No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
he'll have a what they call a biopic. They'll have an
Okay,
actor play him and
like the George
um,
Foreman one, like the George Foreman
yeah,
movie.
or like they just did an Amy Winehouse one I just watched. That was really dope. NWA, Tupac, like to me, only legends get biopics.
Yeah, facts. I agree.
So Elton John will get one. Ryan Upchurch will get a biopic.
I agree. I agree. You know, the
Oh,
thing about it is, hey, do you think so? You know how we were talking about being famous and shit, right? But what if like in my brain, how I look at it is people that become famous are just different. Like they're not so people are looking for like the way to become famous. Like I see a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram and they're just like looking for their next big jump. And I'm sure anybody that's a content creator is always looking for something that's going to trend or go viral or whatever, right? But what if it has nothing to do with that? What if it's simply just being different? I mean, look at Elton John, very different. Look at Tupac, very different. Look at Biggie, very different. Look at some of the greats. I mean, when you walk down, look at Alice in Chains.
look at
Um,
Eminem.
yeah, look at Eminem. Look at Master P. Look at, there's a lot of different cultures that respect difference. Like they want what was that guy that Mankind song that went crazy, bro? That Indian guy that was rapping that sounded like Lil Wayne.
I cannot, man, and I've shared that
Yeah,
song. I
so
can't think of his
different,
name. Yeah,
so different. Like in difference to the culture, not difference for us because it sounded like Lil Wayne. We thought that shit was bumping, but for an Indian dude to be snapping like that, them dudes in India are looking at that like what are he talking about? They have no idea. So my image is okay. The ones that are different, the ones that look at Vincent Van Gogh, the dude cut his fucking ear off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sent it to his lover. Like, and the dude, look at Dolly, Salvador, like all the artists, they're so different. They're so diverse in what they're doing. So what if it's really not about who's the best or who's the coolest, or what if it's who's the most different?
Well, if you look at most people that are legendary, and when you hear people tell their stories like high school or growing up, most of them were introverts. Most of them didn't have a lot of friends, and they lived in their own world that was very creative.
So would you agree that being different equals success?
Well, in some degrees, but then also some being different means you're a psychotic killer.
Well, yeah, but what is in what difference? Like, and social, like if you're not sociable, I don't mean that. I mean like, um, you like orange shirts and I like orange and blue because I'm a little bit different. I have more of a variety than you do. So my success rate would probably be a little bit greater based off of, if we're going off of like statistically wise, I'm going to have more options of shirts to wear than you are because you're following a herd and I'm a little different. Does that
I
make sense?
think being different makes you the leader of a pack eventually. If we look at let's just say in the rap world, Andre 3000 from Outkast. He hadn't rapped in so long, but still being considered one of the greatest rappers ever. He just said he got bored with rap and
Mm-hmm.
stopped. I think you look at people. I agree with you, like in being different, especially when you're talking this music thing. Most the I can never say this word authenticity
Authenticity, me either. Yeah. Yeah.
is done by people who are not worried about what's being played on the radio. They're not worried about what everybody else is doing. They're doing their own thing and they're letting the world catch up. And
Right.
sometimes the world catches up and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, we talked about in the beginning about like age and direction of music. I remember in the 2000s when Outkast was really like when it lit up in about 2000, 99, 2000. I wasn't a big fan of them at the time because it was so unorthodox of what they were doing, like the sound in the hi-hats and the drums and the horns and all that stuff going on. It was like, as a youth, I wanted to just stay in the trap lane. I didn't want. I'm out. This is way too much Kanye almost type sound. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to listen to that, I'll just listen to Kanye. But then as I got a little bit older, that Outcast sound become what I enjoyed, the lyricism and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I wonder if if being different causes youth to not recognize it for value, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, until it breaks through. If
Right.
again, going back to what we said about the youth and how the youth catapults music, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, this music that's being catapulted by the youth comes from a few people being different and eventually people saying, I want to be like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That wolf walking through the woods by himself, and
yes,
eventually five more wolves come with him. Yeah, yeah, you're
yes.
right.
All this music. I remember imagine the first person who mumble rap. And I
Mhm.
still don't like mumble rap, but look what mumble rap became for a
Who do
while.
you think that was? Who would you say it was?
The first mumble rapper,
Future? Would Future
Future.
almost be there?
Future,
Yeah,
I would say Future. I'm sure there's some young person who could tell me somebody else,
yeah,
but
like
I
some
struggle.
underground shit. Yeah, but
Yeah,
like mainstream mumble rap, Future, Migos, maybe the Migos.
Future Migos in that's when the terms start coming out. So I'm gonna say Future and the Migos. But look
I
at
think Tyga, YG was close. Like
but
he
I
was
see
close.
to me YG brought in that new West Coast. To me, YG made it possible for Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, Schoolboy Q. Then I'll say that's probably close to the first mumble rapping I heard. Schoolboy
Yeah.
Q. That album. Was that the name of the album?
I don't remember the name of it, but Schoolboy Q because he was part of the whole before Kendrick West Coast. But
Yeah.
all these movements, think about Crunk, Lil Scrappy, Lil Jon.
But wouldn't you say the West? See, it's crazy because the West definitely started mumble rap because of the lean epidemic, bro. Like that whole shit when all that's where that come from if I remember correctly. Like they were just so fucked up and they couldn't really pronunciate and enunciate and it just started taking off and they started putting music out like that. Like I don't I don't that's kind of crazy to think about. It goes back to what we started the conversation with. And culture is what creates music.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Kirk, I've had fun tonight,
Me too, Vic.
and I hope everybody, if you haven't, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Give give Creeker three listens.
Mhm.
Give it three listens. It's Creeker three. Give it three listens, and then formulate your opinion
Yo,
because
and
there.
listen to it in the right emotion. That's another point of rock that I
Yeah,
think is important. If you're out, relaxing by the pool or something, it might not be the song you want to, the album you want to listen to. If you're cutting some fucking trees down, you're gonna get it done, and you're gonna vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
also, this is what's sad. I don't like. And again, I'm not saying anybody's hating. It's their opinion.
Right.
But listen to it like you're not. Listen to it like you're listening to the Dixielanders, not Ryan Upchurch.
Yeah.
If you listen to it like you're listening to this brand new band called the Dixielanders, don't listen to it like I'm finna listen to Ryan Upchurch's new project. I think also a lot of people are getting it twisted because you're judging this project, him with three new band members on his previous work. And
Yeah,
I,
and a production and production is different when you're just making rock music on beats that are made rather than beats that are being played by instruments right there with you. It's a little different.
so, bro, can we move to Sunday nights?
Yeah, I'm down, bro. Friday night sucked anyway because it's like you got it something to do Saturday morning. You want to grab a couple extra hours of sleep. Sunday
Yeah.
nights are great, and about the pocket we're in is perfect.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you all for being in the chat. We
Yes,
are
thank
few,
you.
but we are mighty. And listen, I want to say this. Whenever you come to me and Kurt's chat and we ain't studying no numbers, always be honest and say what you feel. As long as you're not doing it with a malicious intent, because Kurt is always down for any smoke anyway. But just like with Cammy, it's okay that you say you don't like the album,
Yep,
but tell us why.
yep. Yeah,
Like when
come
me
with
and
some
Kurt,
education of it. Right, right.
yes, it might be
Yeah.
something me and Kirk missed. When we review people's songs, we never just say that's trash. We might say their hook's bad, their mix bad, but we never just say that's trash because there has to be a reason. If you throw something at home, if something at home you're throwing it in the trash, and your mate say, "Why are you throwing that away?" You ain't gonna
Well,
say, "Cause
Well, yeah, not only that, but also it goes back to what you talked about with the Kalani shit. If you believe in somebody, and you heard me tell the story of Ethan, like I know Ethan is growing as an artist. I know Molly's growing as an artist. I know Ty. I know even Up churches. They all are growing, right? They're gonna have slip ups. But if you support somebody, you're gonna listen through, you're gonna make your mental notation, and you're gonna look for growth. So if there's a spot that you think that Ethan was off beat and missed on it, tell us. Like I want to hear. I want to know what you're talking about because now when I hear him play another song, I'm gonna listen and see if he's progressing, getting better. And now, man, I ain't heard Ethan miss a beat since 15 songs ago. He's up there dancing, he's up there grooving, he's getting a personality, he's creating a style. Like that is what I want to see in music. I don't that's the journey of music you want to watch. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like so yeah, you're right, Vic. Tell us when you find a spot and do it respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
that's how I think, man." With opinions, if we can deliver our opinions with respect, then I think the opinion will be respected more.
How many times have we disagreed? You call me, I
All
call
the
you, and
time.
you're like, yeah, but shit. I'm like, man, Vic, I would have done that. You're like, yeah, too late. It is what it is. But that's, and all you can do is grow from it. You know what I mean?
Hey, number one, it grows the relationship. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gone. Everybody who knows me know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. As a fan, we ain't been shit in years, but I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. I'm along for the ride and I'm along for the growth. And we do stupid shit every year.
Mm,
So your artist might do some stuff you don't agree with, but if you are a fan and they have affected your life,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna ride with them through thick and thin because you know the
Yep.
potential because you've seen it before. For everybody who's saying what they're saying about Ryan Upchurch, who was a fan before Creeker 3, to
Mm-hmm.
not be a fan after Creeker 3 is ridiculous to me. To me.
Nah, they were never a fan, bro. They were just there because what they thought they should be doing. That's all it is.
Don't hold it against me. Don't
Yeah.
hold it
You
against
know
me.
what I noticed, Vic? I will say this before we get up out of here. I noticed that now that Ryan really don't care and don't have like he had no filter, but now he just like ripped the fucking filter off and poked holes in the carburetor. Like you can't, there ain't nothing blocking anything. Now folks are like, fuck, I don't like Upchurch. Well, how come? You liked him before when he was talking about the people you didn't like, but now as soon as he starts talking about some shit that you agree upon, you don't want. Nah, see, that's that's where I would have to draw the line as any friendship. Like if me and you were bullshitting and you're telling me, Kurt, I don't like you for this reason because of that, Vic, that's the same person I've been the whole time. I know I would never get that from you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You already know. Can't nobody call me and tell me nothing about you. I'm gonna be like, all right,
yeah.
whatever.
Hey, remember when I was doing true crime? You told me you're like, Kurt, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I'm gonna sit back here and watch. I, yeah. So, and look, and I had to learn from that. You know, nobody, you didn't try to steer me out of any direction. You just let me be me, bro. And that's what this shit's all about, bro. And the more you let people be themselves, the better this shit's gonna get.
Hey, bro. Again, I don't care what nobody say. You can't have real friendship through the internet. Kurt is my friend. I will say it until they put me in an urn. He is my friend.
Hmm.
I've had people say, "Why you do a show with Kurt?" Or "I'm not gonna watch it." I don't care
Yeah.
because if you're my friend and you tell me you can't watch this show because of Kurt, you're not my friend.
Yeah, don't you got another show on like Wednesdays you do every now and then or something? Watch another one then. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way, bro. Like, I
Kurt has
respect the
told
hell out of you,
me.
Vic.
Kurt has told me I respect you, Vic, but I don't know why you doing that. But he'll still pop in the chat.
Mhm. Well,
He'll just ignore the portion that he don't like. He
like
ignored it.
last week I knew better than to watch. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't watch. Hey, and then I'm still cool with Vic. Vic's still my dog. Vic's still my brother. I would still cut through Griffin, Georgia, just to come see my dog. Like I ain't scared. Like that's the
What
point
up,
of this.
problem?
Like, hey, Vic, I appreciate you. I enjoy doing this with you. I'm glad we're moving to Sundays, and maybe we could do Guala. Send some music in for us to do next week, bro. I want to
Hey,
do
Guala has a new song that I was gonna drop this week, but we decided to do Creeker 3, so we're gonna definitely do Guala song Sunday.
bro. I'll say he's probably one of the most underrated, like underground, not known. Uh, with Guala's hook, I think, bro. I'll say this before we get out of here. I think his hooks are really good. Sometimes I think he tries to be super diverse, which is cool, and that's where I think the fans lose him in. But I believe that over time, Guala P is probably going to be one of the most noticeable, not in the country rap lane, because I wouldn't consider him a country rapper. I think eventually somebody's going to catch on to his talent around that Alabama, Atlanta area, and he's going to take off. He's going to make a club banger. Watch. I see one in 2025 for an Atlanta club or a Birmingham club somewhere out there.
So
Because
look,
he's
let
got
me.
good tracks, bro, and he's relatable.
So since we're talking about Guala P, you remember at the beginning of the show I mentioned Belly Gang Cushington.
Hmm.
So if Guala P had the bag behind him that Belly Gang Cushington had behind him, we
Yeah.
won't be talking about Belly Gang Cushington. We'll be
We
talking
talk about
about
Guala
Guala
P.
P.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
because bar for bar, actually Guala P is better than Belly Gang
He just
because
got
he's
more
more diverse.
funding.
He's more
Yep.
diverse and he's a better rapper.
Yeah. Huh.
Right, I'm
I
sorry, we
never even
talking
heard
about
of Belly Gang. I heard of Guala P before I heard of Belly Gang, so if that means anything.
so. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we appreciate y'all. Y'all can be doing anything else, but you're hanging out with the Dooin Reviewing crew, VicXL, Captain Curt, and from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys.
Much love,
Just
Cap.
Trey got
Look,
a new
I,
album
I
coming
love
out,
you,
Kurt.
dog. I appreciate you. What's up?
Just Trey got a new album coming out.
Yeah, on the first, May 1st.
Okay, I just seen Tabitha put it in there. I didn't know.
Yep. May 1st. Fifth. It's a country album.
Hey, see if Trey want to come and we do a live review with Just Trey in the building.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I'll reach out to him. I'm sure he'll be down as
That
long
might
as
be something we might need to incorporate.
he actually was gonna send me the album early to check it out and do a review. So maybe instead of doing it that way, yeah, we could. That would be dope. Incorporate, an artist for the album. That would
Reviewing
be
that
fun.
album.
Yeah, because I
And
know
then
Hosier's and Church's album's coming up soon too.
and then the chat can ask them questions while they're in there. I don't know. Hey man. All right,
Bro,
Kurt.
one more thing. Did you see that Hosier got like? I guess from what I see, from what I took, I don't know this. This is just my speculation. It looks like Hosier is getting the opportunity to drop that album with Church as he wants because Ryan's focusing on The Rock. So it looks like Church cut that shit for Hosier. Is gonna help push it. Let him put it out over there and focus on like, bro, talk about reaching out and spreading the love throughout the genre. Like we're getting some rap songs, we're getting some rock songs. We'll probably, you know what I'm saying? Trey's dropping country tracks. We're getting a little bit of music from everywhere.
Hey man, 2025. We still got a lot. We got 8 more months and a lot of good music.
Cat Williams started this shit off, bro. I love
Hey,
you, dog.
look what Shannon Sharp is now. Have you seen that? What's going
No,
on?
bro. Shannon Sharp's in hiding, bro. He's out. He said, "I'm gone." He done the TV that would get out of here, Shannon Sharp, bro. But you know what? If it falls true to what Cat Williamson says, that makes sense. Because if they do what I think they're gonna do to Shannon Sharp, that interview is gone. That interview will never be you in 2027. You won't know what Cat Williams said unless you watch it on a clip on a small channel with 1,000 subscribers. So in theory, I kind of want to watch how this plays out because maybe I mean Shannon Sharp had the Instagram thing where he left his phone on, so we heard what Shannon Sharp has got going on over there. Now we hear this. What's gonna happen next? This is getting a little interesting.
Hey man, Shannon Sharp better stay on YouTube.
Shannon Sharp better do something, bro. Shannon Sharp better ask Sterling for like some sort of moral support on the only twins to be successful and not be the only twins to be separated at legality in Hall of Fame error. Like that he's about to be completely in there and like he went down to win the only Super Bowl with John Elway. Think
Hey,
about that.
hey man. Hey, I don't know. He's just like young
Prayers
girl.
for Shannon Sharp. I don't know if he's wrong or right or whatever, but you're going through something like that. Damn.
I mean, I don't think he's wrong. I think he's just freaky and now it's coming out. I mean, he ain't committed no crime. He just likes young girls and don't know these young girls gonna trick your ass.
Yeah, but I'm saying I just like I'm covering all ground. I don't know what the hell happened, and I really truly don't know. We kind of got an understanding on that Instagram call. That was my point of saying that. Like he left that Instagram live going, and now what did you expect he was doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Shannon Sharp, you might want to stay on YouTube, like Vic says, and just focus on talking to Ocho Cinco about whatever's going on sports for that day, and get off the TV and get away from all them bigwigs that are mad that you're shaking the shit up with Cat Williams over there, and now they're looking to shut your ass down and get paid. That's what it looks like to me. I'm just saying.
It's a
But
shakedown. It's a shakedown.
yeah. Anyway,
All right,
Vic,
Kurt.
I appreciate you, dog. You have a great work week, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Everybody love y'all. Peace.
Peace.